I'm Rez, and you are about to watch yet another Jin and Rez collab video where we go over kind of how it started and how it's going with our 3K subs collab that we did back in January, where we went over our 2021 pull plans, at least for all the units that were out. So we went over those and then how they differed from how our plans actually ended up. And then we also revisited the rest of the banners that have since come out on JP since January of this year and gone over our pull plans for that. So it's a long video, buckle up, but either way, hope you enjoy. There are timestamps in the description box below. Be sure to check out Jin's for his own intro and outro and stuff. And yeah, let us know in the comments below, you know, how your polls ended up, if you enjoyed it, and yeah, enjoy.
Hi all, Jin here, and I'm joined by someone who I rarely ever do collabs with, Miss How are you today?
What's up? Teddy betrayed me. He didn't want to come back upstairs. I'm very sad.
Oh, so you're Teddy-less right now?
I'm Teddy-less. There's no Teddy in this video, unfortunately.
Rip. He just likes Hal more now, I guess.
I know. I go downstairs. Teddy didn't even offer to get up to come back upstairs with me. He's just curled up downstairs enjoying life.
All right, so most people know by now we did a 2021 pool plan from January up to like a UFLD, I think, as part of a thanks for 3K subs video. Well, this video, I guess you can thank everyone for 4K subs, Rez.
Thanks,
wow,
guys.
I cry about my lack of 4K subs. I'm just kidding, obviously.
Soon,
I appreciate all who have subbed.
You just gotta do that unit cosplay.
Yeah, that's true. No, actually, if I did a Stripper cosplay, you know, shirtless, black pants, long, luscious silver locks, I think I will pass you in no time.
Absolutely.
That'll be my trump card.
I have no doubt.
Hey, but if anyone is feeling pity for this underdog and subs, and you haven't subbed yet, then help me out, help a brother out. All right, so anyways, just chilling a little bit. So we decided to do this video like when we realized our plans for our first video were starting to become kind of
went awry.
Yeah, it was like very theoretical. It was all like completely different, especially for you. And so we thought it might be interesting for everyone to see how our previous plans actually went and like how our pools may have altered them, if at all, moving forward, and how lack of self-control can alter things, you know, and then there's now a potential GL first. Actually, I forgot to think about that, but there's actually a potential GL first that can screw up our plans again.
Yep.
So
I love it.
We'll have timestamps below as usual. You can jump to our actual future plans or, you know, specific units, etc. But we'll actually be going over our previous plans and the results first up until the point of this recording, which is right before Lael releases with his BT and LD.
Literally the night before.
And then we'll go over, the night before. And then our future plans will go up until where JP is currently, which is like Gilgamesh BT. And this has actually been a good time to do this anyways.
Wait, we're going over our future plans too?
Yeah, what do you think this point of the video was?
I thought it was just...
This is just a results-based
I thought it was
video.
Just like how it started and how it's going. No, I mean, I already have my things planned out. I'll just have to like pull up that tab.
Yeah. Wow, there's a bad miscommunication here. Yeah, there's no point into going over our past results and without going into our future plans as well.
That's true. Okay, fuck.
So yeah,
all right.
That would be a half-baked video if we did that. So yeah, reset. We're gonna go up to where JP is currently, which is around Gilgamesh BT. You know, Rez was fully aware of this, and she has all her things ready. So we had just pulled for Iroha, and now Lael's coming up. And yeah. All right, a big shout out again to the Tonberry Troop for their timeline, which I'll be using, which is what I use essentially to just plan ahead. And then, Rez, you actually have your stuff on FFO tip, right, for your plans?
Yeah, that's why I can pull it off so easily, even though it was fully confirmed previously.
right? So big shout out to them as well. They have a new snazzy planner site, so links will be in the description for both. If you're not used to planning your stuff yet, I highly recommend you do. All right, so let's quickly go over our planned amount and what it costs for the beginning of 2021 up until now. And so we started on Firion, where we both were actually capped on tickets at that point because you were actually having a nice string of luck then. So.
I know.
Also, full disclaimer, this is not like for the future plans, these are just our personal plans. It's not meant to be followed or anything like that. It's just to we'll explain our reasonings like the previous video, but it's not a must follow this to succeed in DFFOO or anything like that. All right, without further ado, so how did your Firion pools go?
Well, okay, so first let me explain the spreadsheet a little bit. So this is pretty self-explanatory, but you might notice down here I have 2 tabs. So there's January planning, so that's the 3K subs video that we did back in January. So these are based on that video alone. This is what I was planning on spending on each banner that was coming out, and then this is what it ended up being. And then in the middle I've got the delta for like, okay, this is how many tickets I saved, this is how many gems I saved or did not save or went over by. And then we have the updated plan, which is how it had to change based on my previous pulls, because as you all know, pull plans are very fluid. So then it got updated. Later on, you can see there were a lot of banners that I was supposed to skip and very much did not. So that's where the updated plan comes in, because it changed a lot like come April. So there's a quick explanation, and then it shows whether or not I got
super
the
fancy.
Yeah.
So a lot of green numbers is good. A lot of red numbers is bad.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Right. All right, so we're starting with Firion. So when we first had, when we were first talking, I had earmarked 100 tickets and then later increased that to 200 when I was actually pulling. He cost me 381 tickets, so I went over by 281 tickets. I did get him though. I just got his LD, but I got him.
All right, yeah. It didn't start out too well for you either.
No.
For me, it didn't start out well either. It took me, I did have 300 planned. It took me 222, which I accepted, but like I had actually just used 350 tickets previously for Xande and Beatrix and got nothing. So I was still pretty salty about that, but not a big deal. At least I got it in the end, the LD as well. For Exdeath, I skipped. I think you skipped him, right?
I was supposed to. I spent. Well, no, I said I was gonna spend like 50 tickets on him, I think, and I did spend 50 tickets. I didn't get the LD. I did get his EX though, which was nice. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, I'm surprised you spent there. Okay. Well.
Are you really
this is when
surprised?
you were feeling good about tickets.
Yeah, this is when I had many
this is when
tickets
you're
to spare.
Feeling pretty good with your tickets.
And yet, even when I don't have tickets to spare. Oh man, why am I like this?
And then came, and then Cecil came.
Cecil, yeah, I was ready to spend 200 tickets on him. I got very lucky and I got him after 16 tickets. That was clutch.
So I actually skipped Exdeath and I didn't spend anything for him because I wanted to try to get Cecil pretty badly. I had 300 earmarked. Went 300, got nothing, got bunches of canes. This is when I never had cane before, but now I had too many canes. I hated him after this.
Poor
and
cane.
Then I ended up going back into the banner a couple times. And because I wanted that Squex Airlines, Cecil was part of that. And I failed after 450 tickets. I didn't want to go below 500 tickets, so I finally stopped, but I did not get Cecil. That was the, this is in the middle of my bad January month there.
Yeah.
And then we went to Ramza, our full battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you destroyed me.
Yes, it was finally. No, just kidding. Yeah, that was my second ever win That was my second ever win in a full battle against you after Noctis. But yeah, we were always planning on gemming Ramza. I happened to get his LD on the second multi.
Yeah, I got it. I had to spend 50,000 gems. I didn't get the burst either, so I wasn't feeling too good after that. And then we had the GL first, Balthier right after, and then I had to go gems again for Balthier, the leading man. So I actually did a pool battle with Mark, who's the biggest luck sacker of all time. And he destroyed me, like both our pool battles. He just got it really easily, really fast. I had to pity Balthier, but I did get Ramza burst along the way, so that was acceptable. But I was having a rough patch here.
Yeah, Balthier I did on stream. I was ready to go full pity, but then decided to do the clutch 20 tickets first and got it on ticket number 17.
Yeah, that's clutch. That saves a good 75,000.
Absolutely clutch.
So this is when I was just like, I'm just gonna save all my stuff. I skipped Caius and I skipped Guy. I spent 0 on them. But I think you spent some on both, right?
Yeah, so I said I was gonna spend this is still all the same until Arciela. I don't have to go back and forth. Yeah, so I said I was gonna spend 50 on Caius and 50 on Guy. I did spend 50 on Guy. I did stick to that, I think. I got nothing. I went surprisingly deep on Caius. I don't know why. I think I was just really worried about the challenge quest because I didn't have Noel built either. And so I just I kept going on the Caius banner, and eventually I did get his LD, but intended to spend 50 tickets, ended up spending 250. So real good self-control.
Yeah, you didn't
there.
have Ramza's burst either. That's why you were kind of like.
That's right. I didn't have Ramza burst either. Yeah. So I was like, well, might as well. Which is like
I
the
think you also
moral
got
of
his
this
EX
early.
Early, right? You got his EX early.
I got
trapped you.
Caius EX early.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting Noel, and then I was like, no, I actually didn't end up getting Noel until a lot later. That's why I kept going.
Right, you're just hoping for one of the two, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
All right, so this is when Penelo and Ultimisha come out. We both had Ultimisha's LD already, but Penelo, we were all smitten by her dangerously sexy outfit. And so I did have 300 tickets for her because I had to get that costume. And this is when my luck was changing a little bit. I did get her on the free, so that was like a huge sigh of relief because I was really scared to go tickets because I hadn't ticketed anything for ages.
Yeah.
So thankfully, I got her on the free.
Yeah, and I also got her on the free. It was like one of the first times that we've both luck sacked, which was great. I actually ended up getting 2 of her LDs on the free, which was dope. So I had 200 tickets.
That. I was like, I think I was on stream there. I was like salty at first. I mean, happy for you obviously, but salty at the same time. And then I did my pool. I was like, okay, I'm fine now. After I got her on the free.
I remember in chat you were like, what the fuck? Just kidding, happy for you, but also what? Yeah, so I also had 200 tickets set aside for her. I remember in our video we were thinking of maybe doing a gem pull battle for her, but decided on tickets in the end.
Yeah, thankfully that worked out for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jack LC came along. This was the pool for a call ability person.
Yes.
His call ability was hyped up.
Although I've used him in a bunch of fights. I used him a lot in Abyss. So he's very much come in handy beyond the LV call.
He's been pretty solid,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a solid unit. I just never really liked Type 0 that much, so he was never really on my radar, but the call ability was tempting. So I went 200. That was the plan. Didn't get him at 200. And then I was just like tired of my ticket luck. I think I remember I went to you and I was like, you luck sacked him, right?
I didn't, I got him in 87 tickets. I budgeted 100, so yeah, I got lucky.
Right, so I was just like, help me. Because his tickets were just been awful for me, but then I did finally get him after climbing.
And then you took too
mountain.
much ticket luck.
Yeah, so it took me 247 for him in the end. I did go back in and got him with 47 more tickets. And then we went into the surprise Geo first, which was Vincent LD.
Yeah, which was an impromptu pull battle.
Controversial LD, yeah, that we did do a pool battle with, which was one of our best.
Yeah.
I think it is our best, actually.
I think it's our best. I think it's our best pull battle that we've had. Because you got it on the free multi, and then I was like, fuck, I'm gonna do 50 tickets before I do gems, and then I got it at ticket 19.
Yeah, he was a good man.
That was so clutch, my god.
As I rewarded him after that with much use.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we got Krile next, which at this point I was still worried with tickets because I still haven't had a ticket luck stack in ages. So I only had 100 mark for Krile just to save tickets. But I did end up getting Ultimacia Burst on the free pool, which was amazing. So that helped me feel good after
I was wondering when you ended up getting Ultimacia Burst. Couldn't remember.
Yeah, so it was on this banner. And then after 100 tickets, I didn't get Krile, but I was pretty happy with the free burst, so I stopped. But then after a couple of days, I was just like, I kind of want Krile still.
She's so cute.
I was going to go back in for another 50. Yeah, she's actually really useful, especially her call
She's
abilities,
amazing, my god.
So I went back in, thankfully, got her with 28 tickets more. So I spent 28 over budget, but still pretty good.
I had planned 100 for her. I think I ended up, let's see, did I change this updated plan? I think I ended up, when I started the video, I was like, okay, we'll start out with 100 and then we'll see what it ends up being. So I think my hard limit, I don't have a hard limit, let's be real, but I think my hard limit was 200. I got her in 186, so definitely still, average luck.
Right.
And I was very happy to have gotten it.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so Hope came after. So this is when I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I wanted Hope for his call ability mostly because I don't use him as a unit that much.
Right.
So I did have 200 marked, and thankfully this is around where my luck started turning around. I got him in 90 tickets.
Yeah, I had 200 tickets earmarked for him. I got him in 106.
Nice. Yeah, so you were still doing pretty good until
I did well
the
until
epic
Arciela.
Onion Night. Yeah,
well,
the epic
Onion
Night.
Yeah, Onion Night was lucky in some ways and unlucky in other ways.
Right. Same for me. So I had 300 for him. Did 300. I didn't get anything. I was like, oh god, my luck has gone away again. And then so this was okay. You tell you what you got first, actually.
So I did 300 tickets for Onion Night, and on the 300th ticket or something, I got a burst orb, and I was like, holy shit. And at that point, I can't remember how many tickets I had left, but it was 36 tickets before the next 100 mark. So I was like, okay, I'll just go to the 100 mark. Next ticket after that burst was another fucking burst orb. So I got 2 bursts in a row, which was absolutely
crazy.
insane. Not denying the chances of that. Would have been real nice if that second burst had been that LD, but I went down to the 100 mark. I got a gold orb. It was Snow EX, so then I ended up going in with gems, and his LD cost me 40k. So that's why the delta is negative 40,000 there, because I was not planning on spending gems on him. But I'm just glad I didn't have to pay the LD. But that back-to-back burst was crazy.
Yeah, so it was quite a bit spent, but at least you got the burst and the LD out of it.
Yeah.
And then so the same with I went 300, got nothing. I was super salty, and knowing that you got 2 bursts back to back, I was like, you gotta help me again. So after you sent me whatever burst luck you had, I did go back in. I got the burst around 350 mark, and so then I did maybe 20 more tickets after that. Because I still didn't have the LD yet. And then so I had to go back in with gems, and this is when thankfully I only needed 1 full 5k gems, and then I got the LD. So I did escape that went from a tragic banner to a really great banner.
Yeah.
And that's when officially my luck was turned around. So this is gonna be a spree of me luck stacking stuff. So my plans don't actually change much starting from here. It's more like I'm able to pool more often, essentially.
Oh, and this is when my plans start to change, both because of my luck and because of my lack of self-control.
Right, so like we've noticed that our lucks are kind of the opposite. So
which is really fucking annoying.
It is weird. It's really weird. So Arciela, I had only 50 tickets budgeted because I don't really care for her playstyle, the HP disable stuff and her long animations and stuff like that. So I was trying to save tickets after all the bad ticket luck I've been having, the Onion Knight Massacre. So I only had 50 earmarked. I went to 50, I didn't get her, so I stopped. And then I ended up getting her on like the free daily like a couple days later, so.
Yeah,
that's how I ended up with her.
Arciela fucking loves you, especially after you got her on the, 14 tickets when we pulled out her for her EX a year ago, but I digress. Anyway, I also luck stacked Arciela. I had 200 tickets planned for her still. And I got her on ticket number 27, so it was a lot of tickets saved. You'd think with all the tickets I'd been saving up to this point, I'd have been in good shape for a while, but I was not. So we will get to that.
Right. So right after is Ceodore, which I was planning on 100% skipping, like, because I still needed to save tickets. I wasn't interested in Ceodore.
No, that is not what you said in our video. That is not what you said in our video.
I mean, I was interested in the video, but at this point, right, this is how my plans changed from all the bad stuff that happened before. So like Ceodore became a skip for me. So I wasn't gonna pull at all. And then pretty much he got the LD on the free, so I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get trapped chasing the EX. But then I did get it in 9 tickets though, so he was like one of the kindest units to me.
Yeah.
Someone I was planning on skipping.
When we had the video, I was planning on gemming him. And then I realized that I probably shouldn't. I learned a little bit more about his kit. I was like, I don't really need this. So I switched to gems. I switched to tickets instead of gems, and I switched to 100 tickets instead of 75k gems. What I ended up doing then was spending 250 tickets and I didn't get anything. So I didn't even get his EX, which I was like, damn Ceodore, that's cold. But yeah, that's
he did you dirty.
Yeah, he did.
The Ceodore weakness was the start of your downfall.
I know. Maybe he'll be nice to me now that he's getting a burst.
That's true.
Yeah.
He also has some kind of funky costume as well.
Yeah, based on his art.
Yeah, so his daddy was right after. This is mainly what I was worried about. So I was gonna pity Pestle because he is pretty much an OP must-have unit. And I wanted his burst too, hopefully. But then I did end up only spending 5k gems. I don't remember we had a free pool or not.
We did.
I definitely did one. We did, so then I got him on the gem pool after the free.
Yeah, this is when it started to go downhill for me. So, in our video, I started off with 200 tickets for him, and I was gonna gem Gabranth, and then I realized like, no, I should switch that. So I switched to gemming Pestle, and I pitied that goddamn LD. So I saved 5k gems, but only because of the free pull. So that was a nice lovely pity with no burst along the way, which it totally happens. It was just not fun.
Right. But then Keiss came along and
Keiss came
you had
along.
a nice surprise there.
I was set to spend 200 tickets. And then at ticket number 100, I ended up getting a burst orb. So that absolutely made up for pitying Pestle LD. And then I, went down to went to 200 tickets, I didn't get him. And then of course I just kept going back in over time, and I eventually got Keiss like around the 300 ticket mark.
Yeah, that's how quickly tickets can go.
Yep.
So for Keiss, I was still trying to save back up, you know, got to get back to cap. So I only had 100 marked for him. And then, I got him on the 91st ticket. It was like clutch ticket. I was like, no, there's only 10 left, I'm not getting him. But then he was the very first of the last 10 tickets I was going to do. So he was pretty clutch there. And he's been pretty useful as well. I mean, in terms of especially launch teams, of course.
Yeah, I'm very glad I ended up pulling for him. He was so clutch in Transcendence.
Yeah. And then Gabranth. Gabranth was clutch for Transcendence too if people had him.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, I made the video. I actually ran Vincent instead for the Transcendence, and then afterwards, then I released my full video where it was like, don't watch this, please. Because I got Gabranth in 4 tickets. I was planning 200, but I got him in 4 tickets, so it was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, so I was planning 200 tickets, but by the time he came around, I only had 126 tickets left to give. So I don't know if I can say that I had the plan, but I went down to 13 tickets left and I got it on a blue orb, which was so clutch. I think I like started tearing up or something. But yeah, I was planning on doing 200 tickets, but I only had 126 left, so that's how that happens.
Yeah, it was pretty clutch that you got Gabranth, because I was worried. I remember being like, why are you still pulling on Keiss's banner when Gabranth is right after?
Because I have no
self-control. Thankfully you got both of them.
I know.
Right.
Why indeed.
Why indeed. So then we move on to Celes. At this point, my tickets are pretty good, so I'm able to do all my... actually, the Start Dash banner was right after... Yeah, the Start Dash banner was actually after Gabranth. So you had all the bursts there.
Yeah.
I remember on Fireside, you did your free pool, right?
Yep, oh my God, and I got my first free burst ever, which was like, I called it. I was like, I just know that this is where I'm gonna get my free burst on a banner where I already have all the bursts, and I did, and I got lightning. I mean, I'm not complaining
totally
about 5
it.
burst tokens, but I 100% called it that's where I was gonna get my first free burst.
That was pretty wild. Yeah. So I actually had Cloud and Lightning's burst, and LD's obviously, but Squall I had nothing for, so I was gonna go in there with 200 tickets since I was doing pretty okay now, and I wanted his LD. And then this was actually when 10 tickets was a thing. This is when the 10 ticket pool was first introduced.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. And then my very, very first 10 ticket pool was a burst orb. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And then so I was playing it through and I was like, if this is Squall, I'm gonna go crazy. Because obviously we have a 1 in 3 chance of it not being Squall. But then it ended up being Squall and I was like, oh my God, what is the chances? My luck is through the roof right now. At this point, I was like, I'm not salty about January anymore because everything made up for it after that. And I still had to go for his LD. I did like 30 more tickets after, or 20 more tickets after, 30 tickets total. Didn't get his LD, but at this point I had his burst, so I had to go with gems for the LD. And thankfully it only took 20,000 gems. So all in all, that was a fantastic banner for me. I was able to max Squall, who that was I tried to get his LD earlier, but I couldn't get him before, so he finally came to me now. And then we both had gem pools for Celes.
Yeah.
So I had a pool battle with 40, and this time I was able to best him pretty badly. So I did get her on the pool after the free pool, so 5,000 gems, and he had the pity, but he got the burst at least.
Yeah.
But then your pools weren't as good.
Well, no, mine were like 40, so I got her on the 300 G token pull, and I got Emperor burst along the way, which was really nice. So it was fine. It was just
right. Yeah. It was okay, like 40s, but I meant not as good as mine, obviously.
Yeah. Oh God, no.
Yeah, but then we had we already had Emperor LD, so we were able to skip his banner.
Right.
And then came Aerith's LD. So this was actually our next pool battle. So it seems like we do that a lot, huh?
I know, right?
So this one I actually didn't have that great of luck, but I mean I had it coming. I mean it was 45,000. It's not the best, not the worst. I didn't get the burst, which it was fun.
Yeah, I did. I spent 35K. I got 2 bursts along the way, but I already had Emperor burst at that point.
Yeah.
It was back to back though. I got a burst orb, then the next multi I got a gold orb that turned into a burst, and then a couple multis later I got.
So this was when I was like, share with me some bursts.
I know, and I would have loved to. Would have loved to.
Because I spent more gems than you, and you got 2 bursts. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But it's fine. At least I didn't have to pity, so I was happy with that.
Yeah.
And then came Eald'narche LC. So he's a guy that eluded me forever. I spent like 350 on his initial EX banner, didn't get anything. Here I spent earmarked 200, spent 200, didn't get his EX or LD. So I was like, whatever, screw him. But then I eventually, right before his banner went away, just before Trey's event, I went back in.
Yeah, at my suggestion, you're welcome.
Yeah, I actually went back in a couple times.
Also at my suggestion.
But in the end, I did end up spending. You are a bad influence because you had him, you got him somehow. But yeah, I ended up spending 250 tickets for him, for his LD, and I was able to get it.
Yeah, this
Thankfully.
was the first time that I was doing ticket multis. I had 200 tickets earmarked for him. I was either gonna do 200 tickets here or 200 tickets when he came out with his burst, and I decided to do 200 tickets there, even though I'd already gotten Emperor Burst. And yeah, those tickets went away really fucking fast. So I was like, I've been pulling for 4 minutes and 200 tickets are gone and I didn't get anything, so I'm not okay with that. But luckily, thank Christ, he was in the 210. I got him on ticket 210. So one more multi after that, which was very clutch because I don't know how far I would have gone after that. Well, we're about to see how far I would have gone with the next several sets of banners.
Yeah, the reason I went back in for him because I was like, okay, I either pull here or I pull later anyways, it's the same thing. So yeah, that's the reason I did go back in for him. And then, yeah, talking about the next set of banners.
Oh, God.
So, Aranea, I only wanted to spend 150 because I've seen her a lot already. Like I was GL first kind of worn out from Aranea, so I like her still though. So I wanted to go 150, and I got her on the first 10 ticket draw. So
My God.
I only spent 10 tickets on her.
I
Yes.
changed that.
I also kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was kind of
Yeah,
a big
that
luck
was
sack.
super triggering. Yeah, I had 200 tickets earmarked for her. I spent like 200 tickets on stream, and then I just kept going off stream until I was 350 tickets deep, and I didn't get her. I did get an Emperor Burst dupe on a blue ticket on a blue orb along the way, but I never got Aranea LD, unfortunately, and that was my own fault for going way over budget.
Yeah, and I was like, how do you get another burst already?
I know,
so
right?
you did end up with 4 Emperor bursts.
4 fucking Emperor Bursts, yep.
And then, yeah, I was like, you should save tickets for the next person because it's Ishtola who comes with the burst as well.
Oh
And so
my
I had
God.
300 tickets for her, and I continued luck sacking, so my plans weren't changing much. So I got her in 60 tickets only, the LD.
Yeah, I had 200 tickets set aside for her. I did not get her in 200 tickets. And then I just kept, this is where I went into my first secret stash. I had kept the last 10 floors of each like divine summon board open. So I think that's like 140 or 160 tickets each. That's where the first casualty of summon boards went, and I ended up spending like 400 tickets on that banner, probably over 400 tickets. I did not get her LD or her burst, unfortunately. RIP.
Yeah, I think the biggest traps are the featured burst LD
Totally.
characters. If you use tickets, it's hard to stop on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next Geo first kind of LD rework came with Serah, so they surprised us with that. I was already gonna do a Serah simp battle with Inkwelder anyways from the Toneberry troop, so it didn't change my plans at all. I was planning to pity her anyways this time, but at least now I was pitying a very worthwhile character, and I had advised everyone to pity her at that time too. And yeah, my luck was still going pretty strong. I got her in 10k gems only.
Yeah, I was planning on skipping her unless she got a decent rework. So when she got decent rework, I knew that I was going to be using gems. Normally I would have done my standard 20 tickets beforehand, but I was completely out of tickets, so I just went straight in with gems, and I pitied her with no burst along the way. So that hurt. That was rough.
That was a rough stretch.
Y'shtola just like fucking hates me.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, Aranea, Y'shtola, Serah stretch was really rough on you.
Yeah. But then Trey came around.
Yeah, relieve you of some, give you some good luck back.
Yeah, Trey came around, and I didn't like, in our pull video, our planning video, I'd said this will depend on my pulls beforehand, and so after those pulls, I was like, well, I don't even have any tickets to pull, so I guess I have to skip this. So I ended up getting his LD on the free pull, which was clutch. And I had just gotten his EX like on the daily free multis that we had, because I missed out on his EX the first time it came around, but I got his EX on one of the daily free multis, which was awesome. So that was very, very welcome. That relief was very welcome.
Right, so Trey's banner was really nice to me as I continue this awful. This is where people start hating me so much. So yeah, on Trey's banner, I did end up getting Yisha's burst in 30 tickets. And then I already had planned to go 300 tickets on Trey because I had a lot of tickets saved at this point, and I wanted my arcade man, so I only had to go to 100 for the LD. So that's 100 for the burst and his LD, so I was obviously pretty happy with that. And actually, right before his banner was when I got an Eald'narche, so it was like a crazy stretch. Like I got Eald'narche in like a 110 ticket pool, and then I went to Trey, did 30 tickets, got each burst, then 60 more or 70 more tickets, then I got his LD. That was a pretty good 12-hour stretch there.
That was crazy.
And so at this point, it's Wakka. I didn't care for Wakka. I had Y'shtola's burst by now, and I was just like, nah, if I'm gonna use a bunch of tickets, I'm gonna use it on the next person. So Wakka got 0 from me.
Yeah, I do not have that kind of willpower. I probably still threw about 50 tickets at him.
Did you really? I didn't know.
I think so. I don't know. I throw random tickets everywhere.
Okay, yeah.
Don't do what I do, guys.
Because, I mean, at least it's just tickets. Don't YOLO your gems away, especially gems at least.
Prepare yourself.
So then, yeah, I skipped Wakka because I was like, I can't be wasting tickets on him. If I'm going tickets on Terra, if she's really mean to me,
God. How dare
I need
you
as many
go
tickets
on our queen. Queen Terra.
I needed as many tickets as I could for her, so yeah, so I had 300 marked, but if I went over 300, if I went 300 without getting her, I was pretty sure I was going to continue. So that's why I completely skipped Wakka, and thankfully I got her LD in 50 tickets on like a blue orb. So
yeah,
that was when I wanted to hide from you.
God, yeah, that's where, I mean, I luckily didn't have to go too deep. I got her LD on 25k, which was very, very welcome. But I was just like, really? I even cosplayed for this, and Jin gets it in minimal resources.
Yeah, you did a nice cosplay though. But you didn't cosplay on her banner. That's the problem.
Yes, I did.
You actually cosplayed on Mog. Didn't you cosplay on Mog's banner?
No, I cosplayed on Terra's banner. I did a non-stream pull for Mog. That was the backup plan if my cosplay wasn't gonna arrive in time.
That was the backup. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I had it mixed up.
Yeah. So your argument holds no water.
No, it held no water. No, I left stats for no reason. All right. So after that was Deuce LD. We already had Ami's LD.
Yeah.
So I think you full skipped her, right?
Oh, Jin, I have never full skipped anyone. Literally, I don't think I've ever full skipped anyone. Even I'm looking at I think I even threw 20 tickets on the Paladin banner or something. I've never full skipped anyone. I think this was more because I was like, oh, I wonder if I could get Terra burst, but I can't, spend on her LD banner, but I don't want to wait until Mog, even though Mog is a much higher priority. So I did 50 tickets, I didn't get anything.
Okay. Yeah, I did 100 because I think Deuce is pretty cute and
she is adorable.
And I wanted a chance at Terra's burst as well. So I did 100, I didn't get her. So 100 to nothing, moved on because cute little Mog came after. I think your Mog was pretty okay, right?
Yeah, so Mog, this is where my January planning tab, my updated plan tab starts to differ. So by that point I had no tickets. So I was just planning on doing 50 tickets because there was nothing else that I couldn't afford anything more. I did 50 tickets, I got nothing. I kept doing, okay, so guys, the most triggering thing for me is doing the free daily. And then I do the free daily and I check to see how many tickets I have. And if I'm not at a multiple of 10, I'm like, well, I might as well go down. And then I'm like, oh wait, but I usually get gold orbs more often when I do multis, which of course you fucking do, because it's 10 times more likely for you to get a gold orb.
Right.
So yeah, and that's how that happens. I got very lucky with Mog, and I'm glad that that's the banner that I got lucky on with tickets. But I got him in 80 tickets, which was so clutch, and I just I cried. I literally cried. I think we were just about to do co-ops, and I said, "Holy shit!" And then and then it was Mog LD, which I was very glad that I didn't have to skip him.
Because at that point you were thinking you had to skip him and you were really sad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wasn't as lucky, but I had 200 tickets set for him, and then I ended up getting his LD at 110, which was pretty great. And then I was just like, if I had 200 set aside for him, I might as well chase his EX and hopefully get Terra's burst along the way. That was a bad decision. I got nothing after 200, so then I stopped after that, which was triggering because I did get an EX later on
that's right,
Ignis's banner on a free pull, which was it's 2 banners later. I get his EX on the free pull. I was like, what are the chances of that?
Right.
But yeah. I was happy to at least get him under the 200.
Yeah, I was supposed to do 200 tickets. That was the original plan back in January, and then I just did not. I literally didn't have enough tickets to do that. Then Garland was another full battle.
Right. Actually, before that, we had during this whole time, we had those Mayfair banners.
Oh,
which everyone was getting free bursts, and both of us, we got absolute trash.
Yeah, I got nothing.
It was I forget how many pools total it was, but it was at least a pity amount of pools, right?
Oh, totally.
Double burst banners.
It's what contributed to my 60 multis without a burst.
Yeah, and we were seeing everyone else get free bursts left and right, and
I didn't even get a free LD.
Yeah. I got a free Von LD, which I already had, but okay, so it was Noctis, Kuja, Shantota, Von.
Granted, I already had almost all of the
Arden
LDs
and
bursts
Kefka. You
there.
had almost all of them.
I was just missing
But I had
Shantota.
only 2. I had 2 of the 6 only, and I was just like, this is where I can get a free burst hopefully, but no luck.
R.I.P.
Anyways, that had nothing to do with plans at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, then we went to Garland.
That's where we did a pool
And
battle.
We did our 19th pool battle. I don't remember what this was, but yeah, so we did a pool battle for him. And yeah, unfortunately for you, I was pretty lucky again.
Yep.
So I got him in 10k gems only.
Yeah, it cost me 55k, which better than a pity, but after like the stretch
Yeah.
that I'd been having, I was like, oh.
Yeah. You're hoping for better and hoping for and it's always salty for you if I
Yeah.
sack early, so
Always.
and then always. And then we had Ignis right after. Ignis, I wasn't that thrilled about him, but I did like his call ability. I don't like really playing with him that much. I only used him like I think that event or Abyss or something. I haven't used him since, but his call ability is pretty good. So I did have 200 tickets, and I got him in 20.
My God. Ugh.
I was like, oh shit.
I had
Yeah.
no tickets planned for him on the original planner. Like, I was gonna wait and see. I decided I would spend 20, ended up spending 150. So I did 100,
yeah.
I think, on my video, and then I did 50 more like off camera. So yeah, I didn't get it, unfortunately.
Yeah. This was like a stretch of where you were like missing quite a few units.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of red on
And
my end. A lot of red.
and then Yang and Dash came. I remember. So obviously Yang is the Terra hype. You originally had it planned to do gems with him, right?
No, I had plans to not do anything because I didn't know about the Terra Young hype at that point. It wasn't until after we posted the video that a bunch of people were like, wait, but Terra and Young go so well together. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So then I earmarked 200 tickets for him. And then when I pulled, I only had 126 tickets available. And so then I did those 126 tickets. I didn't get anything. That's when I dipped into my Divine Diabolos stash and got a bunch of those. And in the end, I ended up spending 350 tickets without his LD. I did end up getting 2 copies of Dash LD, who I did not have at least. And then I accidentally did a gem pull when I was getting ready for bed.
Right.
I was brushing my teeth. I meant to do a ticket multi. And right as I pressed yes, I realized I'd done a gem multi. I didn't get anything. And then there was the Squex community stream. I think it was the May one. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I need to save these upcoming tickets from what was it? Divine Alexander or something? No, Divine Ramu.
Yeah.
Divine Rama. No, Divine Alexander. It was Divine Alexander. Because it was Swolbez.
Yeah,
I was like,
Alexander.
I'm gonna keep spending tickets. So I decided on stream that I was just gonna do gems, but then I ended up getting it on the next multi, which was super clutch.
Yeah. You're welcome. I think I think I suggested that you just go gems for your Terra.
Yeah, and I'm so glad I did because I've used them in so many different Lufenias and it's been so much fun. So worth it. So worth it. Even though Young's not a favorite of mine, like don't just pull for your faves, pull for the characters that help you enable your faves.
Yeah. He definitely enables her. He actually enables a lot of people.
He really does.
You can use him with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I was just pulling for a fellow monk. I didn't care about him too much either. I went 200 tickets. That was initially what I had planned. So 20 tickets in, I get Garland Burst, which was amazing because I was going to token it if I didn't. So I was already really happy at that point. Like at 110 or something, I got Dash LD, which I was like, meh. I don't even think I've used Dash since getting him then either.
I was pleasantly surprised with Dash. I liked him. I ended up using him in a couple of Abyss fights. But
you were pretty annoyed when you got him,
I was
though, because
super
obviously you're
fucking
going for
annoyed.
Yang.
I was really annoyed. That was on the stretch where I did like 1,000 tickets with no with no LDs, and then the next LD I got was fucking Dash. I was furious.
Right. So I went to 200, didn't get Yang, and then so I stopped. I was just like, fine, if you don't want to come to me, you're a traitor, a monk traitor. So then I actually decided, like, I'll see how Ferris goes, because I would want Ferris more, and then I'll come back to Yang if her pulls went well or not. So I have 200 tickets for Ferris. Thankfully, I didn't have to use them. I got her on the free. So then I went back in for Yang right after that, and I did 40 more tickets. I was thinking of going like 50 or 100 more, but thankfully I got him in 40 tickets, so that was a pretty good day.
Yeah, okay, so on here I had 100 tickets set aside for Ferris in January, and then, you know, when it came around, I was like, I don't have any tickets. I used my entire stash, so like in order to make sure I don't spend all my Alexander tickets as soon as I get them, I need to just resolve to go gems. It also helped that I didn't have Garland Burst yet, but I ended up lucking out and I got Ferris on the free multi, and I screamed.
Yeah, that
killed everybody's ears in the process, which was super clutch. This is when a lot of my initial ticket pulls changed to gems because of my poor planning.
Yeah.
Not poor planning, poor adherence to plans.
Poor ticket control.
Luckily, I was rewarded for these changes, which we will talk about, but that's where I made a lot of those calls.
You're right.
Yeah.
So then you also had to go gems on Spoolbez. I actually only went tickets. I had 300 though, because he's a featured LDBT. That's usually how I do it. And we both had hope already, so. But thankfully I got him just in 50 tickets with a blue orb. So I've been having pretty good luck on the featured characters.
Yeah, in our video, I was set to do 200 tickets on Swolbez and then 75k on Kadaj, and then I was like, wait, I love Swolbez more. So I switched to, and I was debating whether or not to even spend gems in general, and then when I had like no tickets, I was like, all right, I gotta go gems, because I also don't want to walk away from Swolbez. And I got very lucky, and I got him in 15k, which was clutch. And then that's where I was supposed to skip a lot of banners and did not. Oh man.
So actually next is a Fujin in 9. So this was actually like the height of my luck or something.
Yeah, that was insane.
Like converged. So I save my single dailies for the next banner that's upcoming. So I saved it for this banner, and I ended up getting it. A Fujin LD off of the daily free right away, so I was like, what the hell? And then I did kind of want 9 because he's a pretty solid unit. So I won 100 tickets because I originally had at least 200 tickets set aside. So I was gonna say at least 100 for 9. Didn't get him, but I didn't want to go to 200 because if I went 200 and didn't get him, I would have just wasted my luck sack on Fujin. So I was just like, I'll just take Fujin and leave.
Yeah, I was originally set to do 200 on Fujin. I then had it set to a skip. I did not skip. I spent 50 tickets. Luckily, I got 9 LD at least. I didn't have his EX or his LD. I tokened his EX, but I got his LD, which was super, super clutch. And I've actually had a lot of fun using him. But yeah, that was supposed to be a full skip. Whoops.
Yeah, 9 is a very solid unit though. But at least you got something out of it.
Definitely, yeah, that was clutch.
And that challenge quest was pretty hard, so
oh
I don't know.
Oh my god, I would not have been able to do that challenge quest without his LD.
And then Kadaj. Oof, this is where all my comeuppance of luck came back to bite me. So Kadaj, I always was planning to pity him. FF7 love. And pity him, I did. I pitied him against a pool battle with Mino Spellgood, and I didn't even get the gold best burst, so that was pretty much about as bad as it can go. And he's also bugged on top of it. His EX is bugged, but I still love using him though.
R.I.P. Yeah, my original plan was to do gems. I was like, I can't do that anymore, and I value Squall Buzz more. So at that point, I switched to 200 tickets, and then when I got around to it, I was like, I don't have 200 tickets to spare. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do 100 tickets. And I did 100 tickets, and I stopped. And I was really good about it. And then like for 5 nights in a row, I did, well, I'll just try out a ticket multi. And then one day at like 4 a.m. after reset, I did another ticket multi, and it was a gold orb. And that gold orb turned into a burst, and it was Squall Buzz, and I almost woke Halcyon up. I was freaking out. It was amazing. Because that was the real prize, that banner for me. No, I love Kadaj, but after that I didn't touch the banner again.
Yeah, those late night pools can be pretty rewarding or pretty devastating.
Or pretty devastating. Usually they're pretty devastating.
Yeah. I don't know, for a while they were working out, but yeah.
For a while, yeah. And then they started
failing you pretty badly. Yeah. So on Bart's, you continued your pretty great luck.
Yeah, I was originally gonna spend 100 tickets, and then that changed to 200 tickets, and then 300 tickets, and then by the time this came around, I was like, I want to hold on to the tickets that I've made through Divine Alexander, so I'm gonna go gems, especially because he's a very, very good unit. So I had resolved to do gems, and then I got him on the free pull, which was amazing.
All right, your gem pools were coming in clutch.
I know.
Pretty much, you've been getting almost a free unit for the past few gems,
Yeah, the problem is they weren't saving me any tickets because I had already resolved not to use tickets on them. I'm not complaining, like I'd rather save gems than tickets, but it was, that's why the deltas are a little different in the updated plan.
Yeah, and this one I was just planning the 300 tickets as usual for the featured LD burst character. I ended up getting his burst at 120 tickets, so I was super stoked about that because Bart's is solid. I went to 150 for the LD just to see, nope, no go. So had to go gems, and ended up costing me 70,000 gems, one short of pity. So that went from amazing pool to very meh, but I was happy I got his burst at least. But that was back to back 145k gems lost. Just like that, so that was kind of devastating. Yeah,
for anybody, it's like, why don't you just use gems on this? Like, that's fucking why.
That's fucking why, yeah. So I was like having mixed feelings. I got the burst, but I was not happy about my gem loss there. No one's feeling sorry for me though. It was what knocked me out of the millionaire club. I was out.
Oh no.
First world problems. Problems. I just barely hit 1 million on Kadaj, and then just like that, 145k gems gone. I blame Mino, obviously. Mino is an awful person. Alright, so then we got Galoof, Good Grandpa. I'm not a big fan of his playstyle, so I only had 150 tickets marked for him. I did get him in 50 though, so I was happy with that.
Your ticket luck continues to be legendary. Yeah.
My ticket luck is, generally pretty green. If you look at my Excel, it's pretty green.
Yeah, I know. And if you look at mine for January planning, it's very green. And then you look at the updated plan and it's no green. But I was initially going to spend 100 tickets on Galoof. I love Galoof. I've never played 5, but like Galoof and Strago, like I love the, like Grandpa archetype characters, and I love counter evade units. I find them so much fun to play, like Gao and Firion, or not Firion, Gladio. Like I'm so much fun with those. So I eventually, because I luck stack Bart's, I was like, okay, I can do 200 tickets for Galoof, and 200 tickets I did, and I did not get him. And then I was in Vermont at the time with my family, and I said, okay, thanks for watching, and I kept the camera rolling and kept pulling just in case. And luckily I did get the LD at 230 tickets, which was pretty clutch. I was very happy about that. So I did go over, but not by too much.
I think you were I can't remember exactly, but I think this video was when you were looking pretty like a woman possessed kind of thing. Like we don't know how deep you would have went at that point. Yeah.
Totally.
So you saved a lot of tickets by getting him pretty early after your planned amount there.
Yeah.
So Palom, you said you didn't full skip. I full skipped Palom.
I've never
spent 0
full
tickets on him.
skipped a banner ever, even though I don't really care about Palom. I already had Edward. I mean, I did 20 tickets, but it still wasn't a full skip.
Yeah, I already had Edward. I only used free dailies. I did need a banner to use free dailies on, so that was my free daily banner.
Yeah, I guess that's where I did a bunch of free dailies.
Yeah, but I haven't gotten anything since Fujin, which is fine. I was really happy with that
I
result.
still have never gotten an LD off of free daily.
That's pretty wild because we've done a decent amount of them already.
I
So
know.
I'm surprised you haven't gotten. And then our girl Tifa came along.
Oh, what a fucking queen. My girl.
So OP. She's
My
so
girl.
ridiculous.
I love her.
What were they thinking? So we both went gems, obviously. I'll go
Right.
first. I did my little sweet talk Barry White video. And it wasn't that great, but it was acceptable for me. After the massacres of the last 2 gem banners, I got her in 30k. So still wasn't amazing. That was like 175k gems in 3 banners, but it was fine. I was happy to get her under pity. Sizably under pity, so I was happy with that.
Yeah, and I had the best pull that I've ever had in my entire life. And it was so great because it was such a shock. Like, it was just one surprise after the other. So those of you that were not at my stream, I cosplayed Tifa, which was a lot of fun. And
Alright, you looked good. You did a good job.
You'll know if you're at that stream if you suffered ear damage. So I got Gold Orb, and the first gold turned into, on the free pull, the first gold was her EX, and so I was bummed. But then the next one was her LD, and I was freaking out, and I'd lost count at that point, and then it turned into burst. So, like, I am so sorry for anybody that was watching that day, because I'm sure that your eardrums just like bled and exploded. But my fucking god, what an amazing pull. That was easily
That was so
best,
epic. Like,
it was so epic. Like, the most epic
the
pull I've
best
ever
pool
had.
and the best pool order for like a surprise.
Right?
Like, the EX.
It broke my.
Oh,
it
the
broke
LD.
my.
Oh, shit.
It broke
Oh,
my like 60
freaking A, the
multis.
burst.
I know, right? And it was the only
Yeah.
way that I was gonna be able to get Bart's burst
Yeah.
without tokening it either.
Right.
But it was so clutch. Oh my god, I was so happy. But yeah, and it finally broke my
Well-deserved.
streak of 60 multis with no burst.
In the most epic fashion.
In the most epic fashion. Like, that was, it couldn't have happened at a better time too.
Right.
Like, the cosplay was so much fun. It was just, spirits were high and everything. It was a very fun stream.
Yeah. And then, so essentially, now you've closed the gap again. Like, there's a period of time where, like, my gems, like, our gem differences was just,
oh my
like,
god, it was so depressing.
expanding so much. But then now, essentially, we're back to where we started with my 3 terrible gem banners, and then you pretty much getting, like, 5 free units when you're playing a gem or something like that. That's pretty amazing.
It wasn't quite that, but I did get gem units that were pretty early.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at one point I remember like calculating out our gem pulls from like the Gladio pull battle that we did, and it was something like, you know, from then to now, from November to end of May or something, I only had 45k gems than what I started with in November, and you had 45k more gems, and you had like 250k more gems. And we'd only pulled on the exact same banners, but it's evened out now.
It's pretty much back to where we started. Just like RNG always does.
Right, it does even out.
And so it did even out. All your gem luck got evened out by Noel.
Oh my fucking god! And this was supposed to be even in the January plan. This was supposed to be a skip or like 50 tickets at most because I had already gotten Eald'narche LD, and so I was like, great, I can skip it. And then I did 6 tickets on stream, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna stick to these 6 tickets, and then after doing that, I did 50 tickets, and I got 5 lease EXs in a row. And then I did like 50 more tickets, and then when reset, and I didn't get anything, and then reset happened, and I decided, okay, I'll just do a multi, and then I got triggered because it wasn't a gold orb, and then I just kept going, and before I knew it, I'd lost 200 fucking tickets, and I hadn't gotten a single gold orb. Granted, I'd gotten random blue orb EXs, but I hadn't gotten a single gold orb, and that plus no LD was really triggering me, and I was so ashamed. Like, I didn't tell Halcyon for days. I was so fucking ashamed. And yeah, so that's how I ended up spending 330 tickets on Noel, and not getting his LD or Eald'narche burst, which I was not expecting, but that's how I got that when it was supposed to be a full skip. So it's my own fault, 100%, but yeah.
That's a rough way to lose tickets.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to like gain tickets from the event, but instead you lose 330.
Yeah, I'm really bad at not spending tickets, guys.
I had 200 marked just because I lost Amino. I had to do a Eald'narche how to play video, so I did want his burst to do that video. So I had 200 set aside. Got Nola in 120, didn't get the burst, but that was fine with me. Nola is pretty great to have, so I was happy with that.
FOMO.
And yeah,
that's why I went back in.
And then
got FOMO. Halcyon got Noel LD too. I was like, well, might as well see if I can get him, and then failed.
But hey, after that was Ashe.
And my god, what another roller coaster. So in the original plan, I had 200 set aside for her, and then after my tickets started going downhill, I was like, okay, I gotta skip every banner in July, but I'm gonna set aside 50 tickets for Ashe just in case I end up luck sacking her, because she's also coming back with Zach LD, which I'll be gemming. I did the free pull, got a gold orb. It was Strago LD, who I already have. Fucking love Strago. Gemmed him the first time around, and he's great. But I already had him, and so I had 177 tickets. I was like, who are we fucking kidding? I am gonna go 177 deep if that's what I need to do, and I will just skip Iroha and Lael and just skip everything until Porum. Luckily, I didn't have to do that because the first ticket that I used after the free daily was a gold orb, and it happened to be Ashe LD. I haven't had like a one ticket EX or LD since Papalimo EX last year, a year and a half ago. So that was absolutely clutch. And if I could luck sack, one LD with tickets this month, it would be Ashe, my girl. Bought that costume immediately.
Yeah. I noticed you had a lot of like very clutch moments with the units you actually cared about, and the ones that you didn't care that much about were the ones that killed you.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep. Rub it. Yeah. Rub it in, Jin. Thanks. Make me realize
actually,
that more and more.
It's the positive. It's the positive that you were able to get the units that you actually wanted at least.
I know, but it makes me feel worse about the fact that I've spent so many tickets on units that I could. Like, as I was pulling for Noel, I'm like, I don't care about this character or this unit. Like, why am I pulling for this? It's that bad. Guys, don't be like me.
That bad.
Don't be like me.
Yeah, so I thought I luck sacked Ashe. I got her. I had 200 spent. I had 200 set aside because I was gonna pull gems on Zach. So I was like, I really want Ashe, but I can't spend that much here if I'm gonna spend gems on Zach. So 200 is plenty. I had a good chance. I did get her in 2 ticket multis, so 20 tickets. And then we go on Fireside. I mean, I knew what res that you got him in 1 ticket, so that was epic. And we go on Fireside, and I find out that 40 gets Ashe in 17 tickets, and Lid's got her on the free pool. So I was like, how is 20 tickets the most spent out of the 4 of us? But
that's wild.
I was pretty hyped to. Yeah, she's amazing.
She's a queen,
and then,
literally.
Iroha is the last banner that we all pulled on at the point of this video, and I really wanted her just because she seemed really fun and really cool and really cute. So I have the tickets. So I was like 200. If I get her, I get her. If I don't, I don't. Thankfully, in 130, I did get her off of a blue orb, and she's just been really fun to use, especially with Ashe.
Yeah, so you guys saw the video that I did, and I did the free multi, and I did like 30 tickets or something, and I stuck to my word, and everybody, Jin, I might send you all those screenshots of everybody commending me for sticking to my goal, and you can make a little collage of it on screen.
Wait, why would I want to do that? You were supposed to do that for your next video. I forgot that you didn't release any videos yet.
I know, I wasn't gonna do a part 2 because I didn't record anything, so I'll send you the screenshots. So I ended up, I held firm. I did not go back in, and then like the next night, I was like, you know what? I'll do a couple multis and see. And on the first multi, it was a blue orb multi, and I got her EX, and so I was like, oh, cool, that's awesome. And then I did 7 more ticket multis. Blue orbs, all blue orbs, no EXs or anything. I got nothing, and so then I stopped, and then I don't know what I did. I didn't tell anybody that. I was so ashamed. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? After spending 330 tickets. Huh?
When did you watch my video?
Like,
you said the video is what triggered you.
Okay, so I watched Jin's poll video. I was holding firm. I was holding strong. I watched Jin's poll video, and it wasn't the poll video. I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine. It was when you know what? I didn't even look. I didn't even watch the Lufenia itself. I just saw the party that you were gonna use, and I was like, fuck, I know how much fun that party could be. It looks like a lot of fun. I didn't even see it in action, but just knowing what all those characters do, I was like, that sounds like a really fucking fun party. So I was getting ready for bed, and that's when I did, the tickets, and I got that EX, and then I did 8 more ticket multis, and I got nothing. And then a couple days later, I did like 3 more ticket multis, and I ended up getting her LD off of a blue orb, which was absolutely clutch. So she's so cute, but her animations are awesome. Amazing, but definitely didn't need her, and wasn't planning on getting her. Even in my original January plan, it was just supposed to be 100 tickets. Like it says
she's
here,
super
as
extra,
time went
super
on,
extra.
Was supposed to be a full skip. But I'm really excited. I haven't done the Lufenia yet, so I'm very excited to mimic the team that Jin ended up using, which was Ashe, Trey, and Iroha.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that team. That's why I ended up commentating. I mean, because I imagined that it was gonna work out really well, and that it would be hilarious to do. And then, yeah, it was really fun. So I'm really happy that we both ended up getting her. Because if I skipped, I wouldn't have really known. I mean, I did know what she kind of did essentially, but I wouldn't have really experienced it. So I wouldn't have really thought that I missed much. But now I'm really happy I have her. I'm not advocating to do a pool for her or anything, but she's very cute. She's very fun. Definitely not a must pool, but definitely very nice to play around with.
Yeah.
So with that is where we are up to date on all our past pools, and you can see how pools changed. Mine didn't really change much. In the early going, it changed where I started full skipping banners just to recoup my tickets, and I had smaller amounts set aside. But the moment that I got rolling, then it was just essentially pulling on every banner almost, except for like Wakka, 7, and Palom. I think those are the only ones I really skipped. Deuce I pulled a little bit. Yeah. That's why people hate me.
Yeah, if we look at it just gets like really rough. There's just a lot of red on the right side of the spreadsheet here for the ticket delta, and then whether or not I obtained it. So if we look at the sum for the ticket delta, It's minus nearly 1,400 tickets. And again, I'm acknowledging that this is entirely my fault, but this is what happens when you don't have self-control and you go in on banners that you decided to skip originally. So yeah, if I hadn't gone in on Aranea and Y'shtola and fucking Noel and Ignis and all those that I didn't get, I'd have 1,000 tickets. Ceodore, oh my god, I'd have well over 1,000 tickets. Yeah. But you never know what's gonna happen with this game, and I'm glad that at least my gem luck eventually balanced out.
But at least you're planning and you're trying to see who you need to skip, so at least this is a bad idea.
Whether or not I will skip is a whole other story, but at least planning out who I'm going to skip.
So at least from the beginning of our planning to now, we both have quite a bit more gems.
Right.
So that's definitely a great thing. And I have tickets as well. You may not have as many tickets as you started
with, but you have
tickets? Quite a bit more gems.
How many tickets do you have at this point, Jen?
I mean, I don't know, but I can say I'm capped, yeah, and then I have maybe
capped. You're double capped at this point.
I'm possibly double capped. I never went through and counted, but I do have the 10 floors of divine, all 3 divines. I do have a decent amount in my gift box, and yeah, especially once I started exchanging tickets for the Cactuar tokens. Yeah. I used to get the EX tokens, but then once we got a decent amount of EX tokens, then I stopped that. And once I started exchanging those for tickets, they just felt like they were coming a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, it's 60 tickets a month, basically.
So yeah, luck definitely plays a role in planning, but if you have bad luck, you can switch to gems, switch to tickets, switch to skipping, and you can see how...
Yeah, everything's fluid.
It all helps. But yeah, it all helps in the end too. You did get most of the units you wanted, and same here with me, so definitely worked out. And we have more resources than we started with, so that is the benefit. So this is where it ends, the past pools and results. I think I'm gonna have to take a recording break real quick.
Yeah, I gotta get another
come
drink.
Back with our future pool plans, because I figured this part would be kind of long, but I was hoping to be shorter than an hour and
oops, that's my fault.
15 minutes. But it's fine. We will have a part 2 with our future pools right after this.
Sounds good.
All right, we are back from our long break there to talk about our future plans now, since our past plans. Hopefully our future plans are quicker than our past plans, because we don't have that many stories for our future plans.
Yeah.
But so tomorrow is Lail Burst and LD. What are you planning to do?
Let me see. Okay. Sorry, so the reason why we were late is because for some reason when I edited my repeating income, it glitched, and for some reason the site won't load for me anymore. So I had to create a whole new account and add all new different currencies. So and add different things to the timeline.
Well, the magic of editing, people won't know how late we were. It would just be like a snap of the fingers. Boom, we're back.
That's true. Well,
nothing happened. No issues.
Nothing happened. I put my hair up. That's it. And I got another White Claw. But yeah, so I'm set to spend 200 tickets for Lil. Originally, I had 100 tickets set. I'm honestly not even sure that I'm gonna do 200 on him, mainly because I currently have 202 tickets in my possession right now, including Cactuar tokens. So who knows?
Right, so we can circle back to that. Like, my suggestion mainly for you would be to wait until Porum and see how those goes first. But we know how well plans work out with you.
Yeah.
So he is a featured LD burst character. So, and I do think it'd be nice to have. So I will have 300 tickets for him, but that might go even more depending if I don't get him. I'm due a comeuppance for a bad featured character soon, so
you gotta
it could
use
just
those,
very well be him.
2.5K tickets somewhere.
They do gotta go somewhere for sure. Somebody's gonna eat them alive, and Leo might be a possibility. But thankfully, we both have the rest of the LDs. Krile, Celes, Keiss, so we're not too worried about them at least. That's one less headache to think about. As well as the next character, we both have Kurisame's LD as well.
Hype.
And we both don't like Cypher that much, right?
No, I don't like Cypher. He's got
he is
nothing
like
from me.
the worst Final Fantasy VIII character in my opinion.
God, I fucking hate him.
So.
And yet you purpled him.
I did purple him because I luck-sacked him and I wanted to complete the trio because I do like myself some Raijin and Fujin, so
yeah,
if I was
gonna
luck-sack
him too.
Cypher,
I luck-sacked
I will
him
purple
too.
him.
I got 2 of his EXs and 13 tickets.
I even
And
did
I
a how
still
to play
didn't
with
purple
him
him.
with Lena.
Yep, I remember. Oh my gosh, that was so long ago. Anyway, I'm not trying to make this
was
video
ages
longer
ago.
than it is. But yes.
No worries. Maybe people might have skipped to here anyways and skipped everything else. So
yeah.
they might want to hear your long-winded stories.
I know. Anybody that's like actually watching through this entire video, mad props. Like, let me know if you actually watched the whole thing through, because cheers.
We should put it in somewhere, like put in the comments something so we know that you went through.
So
the
we
whole
know
video
that you
and
watched
it's
through the
gonna
whole
be
thing.
secretly in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I have problems with getting Lael, LD, Cypher, any Cypher tickets is gonna go to Lael.
How many tickets do you have planned for Cypher?
It really depends on how Lael goes, but if Lael goes really well, then I would probably do still 200 just to see if I get him. But otherwise, if Lael goes bad or mediocre, I'll do 100 or nothing on him. But I do advise people to get Kurisame's LD if you don't have him already.
Yeah.
So then we have the triple burst banner somewhere along the lines. We'll have this triple burst banner of Pestle, Warrior of Light, and Sephiroth. So this is actually a really fantastic banner for new people. We did discuss that on Fireside already, but we both already have 2 of the 3 bursts. I have Wall, you have Pestles, and we have all 3 LDs, so probably not gonna do anything there. That is a great burst return reward if you're trying to get tokens and bursts you're missing, but I'm probably gonna not commit. I'm not gonna commit 125k gems for a Pestle burst there, so that's gonna be a skip from me. And I assume you're not doing that for Warrior of Light.
I am not. That is a skip for me.
And then comes the mega hyped up little girl, Horum.
Oh man, so this is the funny part. I was rewatching our 3K subs video to see like what we had originally planned. I said I have 100 tickets set aside, but at that point I'm set to have negative 100 tickets, so I don't know what it's gonna be. And then you, Jin, you said it'll be a game time decision. I might skip her completely. Oh, how the tables have turned. How the turntables silence. Yeah, so we're both pitying her. I mean, set to pity her. Hopefully we don't have to pity her.
Why you gotta bring up things that people probably didn't watch or remember, and now they know that we're meta chasers. No.
Well, and she's adorable.
Obviously, she's a very useful unit, and yeah, we're both set to pity her. I'm probably gonna be pulling with Inkwelder, but I don't know if he's 100% committed yet. So actually, if he doesn't end up committing, I'm not sure if I'll go gems with her at that point. I might go tickets.
What? Because you have fucking 2,500 tickets. My God.
Because I have a lot of tickets and I'm trying to rebuild my gems. So if she takes away 75k from me, I'm not gonna be that happy about it because, first of all, I don't like her cry ability, and I'm pretty sure I can make it through without her. So if I don't do gems, then I might do just 300 tickets and take it or leave it. But we'll see how it goes.
Well, you could always join 40s in my pull battle. triple pull battle, or maybe you
I
get
could,
Vince to join
could.
Fireside pull battle
Become
royale.
a third wheel. We could. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm not that excited to spend 75k on her, to be honest. So we shall see.
How nice it must be to have those tickets to spare.
It is. That's
2,500
the
tickets.
reason I like to save tickets. You know, it's like some people, they use tickets to save their gems, but I often use my gems to save my tickets. If I'm gonna use gems on somebody that I'd want to use gems for, then might as well use them.
Aren't you literally considering using tickets to save gems on Porum?
But that's the thing, because I'm okay with walking away from her though. Like, for example, who I use gems for, if I'm not okay with walking away, then the tickets I use is gonna be wasted because I'll get a gem in the end anyways if I don't get hers. Yeah, that's kind of my thinking there. So the next person I do really want though, a thick cloud.
Thick
Cloud
cloud.
darkness.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. I'm not 100% happy to do back-to-back gem banners again. So
God. Yeah, the next like July into like through the end of August has the potential of being
it's
very
awful.
deadly. I have to keep saving. Sorry, I got something in my eye. I have to keep saving my tickets, so I can't. There are a lot of banners in August that I'm gonna have to gem because I don't have the tickets to spare. And the main reason why I changed tickets to gems for Cloud of Darkness is because I know it's going to be really hard for me to walk away, and she's coming with Divine Brothers, and I want to hold on to those tickets as long as I can.
Right.
So I was originally set to do 200, but I was considering maybe gemming, also because Thick Cloud. But we might end up doing a pull battle on that.
Yeah, we'll probably be pulling together on that if we both decide to go gems.
I'm going gems on her. I can't do.
Yeah, I'm going gems too. So then I guess it's pretty set in stone then.
Yeah.
More or less. But we both have Gabranth at least, so we can skip that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get the burst. I really want the burst.
Same. Oh my gosh, magic.
She's
BTS. Please.
BT token potential for me, so that's why I'd rather hopefully just get it on the way to her LD.
Yeah, she's a potential BT token. I still haven't tokened Garland burst, and then is a potential burst as well. But I have enough.
You have quite a bit
burst
of
tokens.
Yeah, you have quite a bit of
you
burst
could too
tokens
if
saved.
you got premium mod pass.
I could, yeah, but I don't need
I'm already
making
this video way longer than it needs to be. Okay, sorry.
So the next one is I think we're both skipping, right? I'm definitely skipping Rip Inkwelder's Dream.
I have 100 tickets set aside for Sabin, but it'll really depend. Like if I have Cloud of Darkness burst or not. I don't know. It'll be a game time decision. Because I do love 6. 6 is my favorite.
I don't know. There's something about the Figaro brothers that I don't really care anything for. That's their last name, right? Edgar and
because you've
Sabin.
never played FF6, which you really need to.
Yeah.
Jen.
Yeah, so they don't really do anything for me. So pretty sure, unless I'm just like really like need to exchange some tickets to get from the shop or something, then probably not gonna do anything on him.
How big, like, is your gift box like expiring, or are you just not?
I do have some that are
collecting,
like a month. No, I have to collect. So I always try to collect it so they don't expire, but I do have some that are like.
No, I mean not collecting like summon boards
5
or
days
things.
left. Yeah, I haven't collected the last 10 floors of all the divines, and I still have like maybe a fourth at this point of Bahamut left.
Wow, look at that.
But so yeah, essentially like when I do a pool, then I will try to get the exchange from the cactuars and the shop, and then I will get from my gift box after that. So that's kind of how I've been doing.
I see. Wow.
Yeah. So that I don't cap on like cactuar tokens
My God.
or forget to exchange from the shop later. So then we got Queen coming up. Queen actually is one of the rare units I use when I play Type 0. I never finished Type 0, but I played it. It kind of bored me a little bit. Sorry, Type 0 fans, but it was boring me. And then Final Fantasy 15 came out soon after, so then I just completely stopped playing that game. I went to 15. So Queen, I use Ace, I use Rem, I use Trey, and I use Seiss. Those are the units I mainly use. So I'm probably gonna pull like 200 tickets just because I kind of liked her, and so we'll see. But I won't be too sad if I miss her.
Yeah, I was set to do 200 for Queen, and then I had to update that like when I lost all my tickets, and I had to update a lot of my upcoming ticket pulls. So I'm set to skip her, but I was also set to totally skip Iroha, and we all know how that went. So.
Right. I imagine if I get her pretty easily, you're not skipping her.
Guys, my FOMO is so bad. Like if Halcyon gets her, or if Jin gets her, or like our other friend gets her, I just get so triggered, and even if I don't care about the character at all, like fucking Noel, like I'm sorry Noel, you never did anything. You never did anything to me except not give me your LD, but
yeah, rip.
Anyway, so Queen's set to be a skip.
Rule number 5 of my how to manage your resources: don't have FOMO.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
All right. But it is important, like for those low on resources, to like skip Queen, for example, because the next person is pretty hyped for a lot of people. It is Tidus.
Yeah, I had 200 tickets set aside. I've still got 200 tickets. I don't know if it'll really depend on how much like Porum and Cloud of Darkness clean me out, because I'm gemming Setzer and Yuna and Agrias also. And out of all of those, I feel like I could forego Tidus, but like realistically, I mean, and I know people are gonna be looking at my thing and be like, you know, you'll have like 700k gems at that point. It's like it goes away so fucking quickly. Like, oh my god, look, like if you look at, you know, I'm showing my screen, you can't even see, but we go from Tidus to Agrias, and that's 200k. That's 200k gems gone. I'm not about to make that 275k. So yeah. So I don't know. It'll really depend.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I get the burst on Setzer's banner, then I'll go back and gem the LD if I haven't gotten it yet. But it'll really be a game time decision.
That's like, I echo those thoughts like exactly, because everything you said is pretty much exactly how I feel. You know, Setzer, I'm gonna have him. Yuna, I'm gonna have her. Agrias, I'm gonna have her. So Tidus is just huge row of people that require gems that it's just not in my best decision to gem Tidus. So I'm gonna have 300 tickets for him, but it's gonna be pretty hard to walk away. I can tell you that much.
Totally, even if he is
I don't
like,
get him within those 300.
Yeah, even if he is like Final Fantasy's, you know, biggest fuckboy, I find him a bigger fuckboy than Zidane, for example.
I'm personally not the biggest fan of Tidus. Like, I love 10, but he wasn't one of my favorites in 10. Yuna was obviously like
Queen Yuna.
I loved Yuna.
My girl. Yeah, hype for Yuna cosplay, but that'll be on Agrias banner, so I'll do another plug then for time skippers.
Right. So we both have Arciela's LD. We're not gonna pull on 7 LD. I assume you're not gonna pull.
No.
That's a big skip. And Reno and Rosa.
Oh, my girl, that's a tough one.
That's tough. That's another tough. This stretch is awful.
Yeah.
This stretch is awful. So we both have Reno's LD.
Yeah.
But Rosa, I really want, but she's also like a sacrifice, just like Tidus.
Right. It'll really depend on how I do on Tidus. I originally had 200 tickets set aside for her. Now I have 100, and I made Tidus 300. But like I I don't know. It'll really, really depend on where I'm at with tickets at that point.
Yeah, unless Tidus like cleaned me out and I went back in and I went like 500, 600. I really hope not. But Rosa would probably still be at least 300 tickets for me.
And you'd still have more tickets than I would.
maybe. But yeah, Rosa will be 300 for me. 300 is generally my top limit if it's somebody that I really want, but I'm not willing to gem. So 300, and we'll see from there.
I'm surprised because like Rosa's an archer. She's a cutie. Sorry, I keep making this video way longer than it needs to be. I apologize. I'm lit.
I think my original plan was to gem her there, but there's just so many
everything coming after that.
Yeah, you'll see why.
Yeah.
Why I changed it up. So we got Cecil. We're both gemming him.
Yeah, I was always gemming Cecil. I'm a true Cecil fan.
Yeah.
I've actually played 6, unlike Jin. Yeah.
Cecil's been really clutch for me in this game, though.
He's amazing.
I don't know why.
So much fun.
But I love him.
He's so much fun. I love him.
He's also one of those hyped Lefenia Plus units as well, so.
Totally.
So he's also a meta kind of pool. And if we get his burst there, then yeah. I hopefully we have Tidus's LD by then. But
fingers
we shall
crossed.
See. Yeah. And then there's Jack LD, Leon LD next. So Leon LD is the new one. We both have Jack already.
Yeah.
So this is a good pool if people are missing Jack, but this one, depending on how bad things go, I might have to skip.
Right.
Or if I have tickets, then I'll throw some. But I'm not that big of a fan of Leon. I still have him at 0-3. I don't have anything for him right now. I've never built him. I've never used him. He's always eluded me, and I've never used him or cared too much about him.
Yeah,
he has a solid gimmick though.
Yeah, I love his gimmick. I feel like I need to update every banner that I'm supposedly skipping and like add 50 tickets to it just to be realistic. I should probably do that. So I originally had 100 tickets set aside for Leon. I remember when his EX came out and I went like 100 deep for his fucking 35 CP. Like I even did a YOLO multi trying to get it. I had so many goddamn power tokens and I just like, you know, do you ever think about what you did back in the day and just regret all of it? Yeah. So I don't know what I'll do for Leon. I've got 50 tickets set, but we all know what that means.
My regrets were much earlier. During the EX era, I think I did pretty much everything I wanted to do.
I was all about the YOLO multis in the EX era.
In the 35 CP era, which was the worst era to be spending gems, I did not plan or anything because that was no pity.
Yeah.
I wasted gems on like 40k on Serah 35 CP, I didn't get it. Wasted like 40k on Kuja 35 CP, I didn't get it. That's where I got Cecil, and that's where he trolled me at first, but then he grew on me. So
yeah.
Those are my regrets. 35 CP era. All right, so this is when we get in returning triple burst banners.
Right.
So, like I was discussing with Black Cloud, Black Nero, like the value of these triple burst banners, and like I'm missing one of the 3 from Van, Kefka, and Arden. I only have Kefka, and there's another one later we'll get to, but I'm also missing from them. So gemming these to get both bursts and burst dupes, because the odds of getting a burst on these banners is really high, so it's quite valuable. And then with BT pluses, it's nice to have the bursts already. So this is where I'm probably gonna use my gems instead of like say Tidus or Rosa, for example.
This is one of the banners I'm happy that I will be able to skip because that was in my Burst Luxac era.
Burst Queen
Burst
era.
Yeah,
that was
Burst
your
Queen era.
That was where you
Burst
were
Queen era. I've got all those, so I'm skipping that completely.
You have
not even I'm gonna lose self-control on that because I have everything already.
But then Yuna is a gem banner. 100%.
Yuna's getting those gems. Yeah.
She's also a burst token candidate. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna be in Lebanon when Yuna comes out, so I won't be able to stream for that or post a video until I get back, but I'll be recording a video with some probably like really shitty, electricity, and it might, the lights might go out, they might not. It'll be fun. You guys will definitely be able to tell that I'm in Lebanon.
Hopefully that Lebanon internet will give you some good luck there.
God,
You're gonna need it there.
Oh my God, can you imagine if like I don't see the orb, I get kicked out of the game because the internet goes out, I come back in, it has like the burst and the LT in one multi or something. I mean, I'd accept.
That would be pretty wild. We do have Gao and Dash's LD, so we can easily ignore the second banner. But then the second and out of two Final Fantasy Tactics character, I'm gonna have to have her 75k gems easy.
Yep. Yeah, 75k on my end, and that is when we'll be doing the Yuna cosplay. So Yuna cosplay hype. At that point, hopefully I won't be too jet lagged from Lebanon. Hopefully it'll be when I get back.
Hype. The OG summoner outfit.
Yeah. The OG summoner outfit.
And then so this is after that. Oh man, I hope my gems have survived a decent amount, because then I got another triple burst banner that's pretty appealing to me. It's less so for you.
It's not on here. What is
it? Yeah. It's the Shantoto, Noctis, and Terra burst banner. So you have 2 of the 3 still as well, so you can survive both those banners pretty easily. But I only have 1 of the 3. I only have Noctis, so if my gems have not been going poorly, I might also gem that banner. Get some good burst return. But my burst luck is very bad, so I'm very concerned about those 2 banners. I still will have to decide when it comes if I will actually commit 125k gems or not. It is a tough decision there, but I'm leaning towards doing it right now. Thankfully, I would rather be in your position and not have to worry about it.
Yeah. Well, they came with a lot of pitied LDs.
Right, that's true. But now you don't have to worry about them, and I do, so we'll see. And now there's Yuffie and Rude LD, the Rude's Lost Chapter. This is where I have to sacrifice my Final Fantasy VII love, the next 2 banners. Gonna be 200 to 300 tickets for Yuffie and Barrett, but I can't commit gems for them just because of the whole stretch before.
Yeah.
Unless I'm luck sacking left and right, then maybe, but probably there's RNG is gonna even out, and there's no way I can survive that without losing quite a bit of gems, so gonna have to do tickets for these 2.
I've got 100 tickets set aside for each of them, but I mean, realistically, it'll probably be 200 for each. Like, I don't even know why I use a planner. I use a planner to see, like, okay, this is how bad things can get.
Right. Like worst case scenarios.
Worst case scenario, and then it still ends up being worse because I can't hold on to my resources for life.
But the one positive about all those gemmings is that your tickets should have recouped pretty decent amount here, so.
Yeah, by the time Zidane comes around, I'm back to like 900 or something. But that assumes that I skip the actual banners that I'm saying I'm skipping.
Yeah. If you want to ever hit cap again, you're gonna have to either luck sack really hard on them or actually follow and limit and stop yourself when you don't.
I know.
All right, so Exdeath is next.
I have 200 tickets set aside for him, but I don't super care about him. But since he's a featured unit and I don't have a lot of the units like upcoming built,
right.
Like I don't have Kieran, I don't have. I wish Ignis were on his banner instead of. I guess I don't have Kieran LD either, but like, that's annoying.
So yeah, it is a featured burst in LD character, so I will have 300 tickets, but I already have Kieran actually randomly. I have never used him, and I have Ignis, but I don't care too much for Lion. So yeah, main goal is Exdeath LD. Hopefully you can get in and out quickly. And then there's Xande and Zell LD. Xande's last chapter.
That is something that I'm confident that I will fully skip. I'm sorry, 40. Zell is just, I
Basura.
can't. Basura, I can't do it.
It is a pretty good value banner for me because I have neither of the LDs, so I definitely will put at least 200. But if I don't get any of them in 200, I'm gonna stop regardless. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a good value banner.
Yeah, I don't have either, but no, can't do it.
Yeah, that's a good skip banner for you, definitely.
Yeah.
And
then I'm back
Vivi
to
and Deuce. You're able to skip that too, technically.
Yeah, I won't
we both
be
have
pulling
Vivi.
for Deuce.
And I'm not sure I can pull for Deuce again, especially she's not coming back with a rework, and I already have VB, so that's probably gonna be a full skip regardless of the situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't be pulling for an old LD.
Yeah, no.
So then finally we hit the burst plus era with Zidane and Y'shtola. What are you gonna do here? I'm curious.
God, I don't fucking know. That is a good point. I completely forgot that Y'shtola was like the other burst here. I don't know. I have 300 tickets set aside for Zidane. I really don't know because as most of you know, I did not get Y'shtola LD or burst. Yeah, I really don't know. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, that's why I was curious.
Maybe I'll do 150 on both. I don't know. That was rough.
Actually, if I were to advise, I would advise you get at least try to get Zidane's LD.
Right.
And if you luck sack him, then you can go try to get Y'shtola. But Y'shtola, you kind of want the burst. So I would say, yeah, I was curious what you're planning, but that's a pretty difficult choice that you're in there.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I was really relieved when I got her burst, because I knew that she wasn't that great of a character. I've only used her like in an event, I think, and I've never used her again since like the boss rush. But I knew that at this point in time, I'd be glad to have her. I can BT plus her. And
that's
not
why
worry
I
about
tried getting her.
Yeah.
And failed.
And then Zidane, definitely 300 tickets at least. I don't have Beatrix either because I missed out 200 on her. So this is a pretty great banner for me to finally get Beatrix as well. So I'm looking forward to that banner. You have some tough decisions there.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, so you got a pretty decent skip banner next though. It's Sync and Guy.
I'm intrigued by Sync, so I have 50 tickets set, mainly because I'll tell myself I'll skip it, but I'll try to get Sync anyway, just because I also don't have any of Guy's stuff. Not that I really care about Guy, but Sync is adorable, so.
Yeah, Sync is adorable. I will do 200 tickets just because I don't have either LD, so it's a good value banner again. And especially if I don't have Zidane's burst at this point, then definitely will be doing tickets there just for another chance at his burst. And then this is where it gets tough for me. So Aphmau, I love Aphmau.
You do.
I love Aphmau, so I really want to put 75k gems for her. But then there's Sid Reigns after, who's like a must.
Right.
I mean, he's more or less one of the most busted launch units there can be. So Zidane's cycle is pretty rough. That's the thing. I don't know. Like if I do 200 on Sync and Guy, I can just change to 0 and do like 400, 500 tickets.
That's what I would do.
Aphmau.
Like Aphmau is your
that's the
favorite Final Fantasy character from a Final Fantasy you haven't played.
I'm unwilling to like. If I'm doing tickets, it's really nasty to go above 300 for me. Like I feel all icky, especially if I don't get them. And it's really hard to stop. So generally, I usually put a hard cap
feel.
around 300. So yeah, it depends on my gems, but most likely Athma is getting tickets, unfortunately. I've made that mistake before, and it was really tough to get her EX the first time, but I'm gonna have to make that mistake again.
Yeah, and then I ended up going gems for her EX anyway. Spent a nice 65k.
Because we got, now it's Sid Reigns.
Yeah, Sid
I
Reigns
assume most people are
getting
gemming.
gems. Yeah.
That's the problem. I wish they made obviously, we shouldn't have to feel like we're chasing meta, but I do like to have all the units that people have and experience them and be able to use them if I need
And
in my back
yet,
pocket.
you're not gonna gem for them.
Yeah, well, I do have it planned. It's all in Inkwelder's table right now. So I do have gems planned for her, but yeah, we'll see. I do think Sid Reigns would be more fun to play with than Porum as well. So there's the difference in the character
Funness.
styles as well. Yeah, but yeah, most likely you're gonna have to gem him. There's a really good chance, like if we don't get Zidane burst somehow through all those banners, that would be rough.
Yeah.
It's happened before. I've spent a lot on the cycle and not getting the burst. All right, so the next one is Ace's burst plus, which is very solid. Thankfully, one of the other reasons that I was super relieved was Bart's, obviously. So we both have Bart's. So we don't have to worry about the second banner, thankfully. I do have Kamari's LD randomly, like super luck sacked it. Haven't really used it, but it's fine. Yeah, but mainly, hopefully, we get Ace's LD and burst, but at least his LD I'll go for 300 tickets. I'm not gonna gem him though.
Me neither. Well, I'm assuming we're both gemming Zach, so if we get the burst there and don't have the LD, then we'll have to go back and gem the LD.
Right, that's why we need this horde of gems to make sure we can get what we need. So I don't know what are you gonna do for Arenea's last chapter?
She can get wrecked, but I just know myself. I know I'm gonna try anyway, so I have 50 tickets set aside. I couldn't care less about Prompto though.
It's a pretty good value banner for you. You don't have.
I know, but I don't have the tickets to spare, Jin.
Right. That's good. That's good. You gotta stick to that plan the moment when you get there.
Yeah. Whether or not I will actually stick to that plan remains to be seen. Because I have a feeling for a lot of these, I'm already set to skip so many banners. I feel like what's going to happen is if I Lux Aqua and I'll be like, okay, great, so now I can use these tickets on this other banner that I was planning on skipping and then not actually save any tickets in the end. Realistically.
Hey, as long as you're getting new units, I guess it can't be that bad.
Yeah, keyword is get, because nothing's guaranteed with tickets, as we all know.
Nothing is guaranteed. But yeah, this is one of the banners I probably will skip if my resources is lacking. Also, the fact that I also don't care too much about Prompto, and I already have Aranea, so it's very low value banner for me. But then there's the next banner is very high value.
Yes.
Very high value.
Very high value.
So we're both pitying Zach.
Yep.
Enough said. This is the reason that I really wanted Ashe, but I was okay with not gemming her since we can gem her here.
Right. But we both lost Actor, so.
Yeah. And hopefully we have Ace's LD, so hopefully we have a good chance at the burst.
Fingers crossed.
There. Fingers crossed. And Quistis. I love Quistis, but gonna have to go with tickets if I already gemming Zach, so. Yeah. At least 200, maybe 300, but there's Palom there. I don't really care about Palom, but I don't have either LD, so it's a pretty good banner. So 200 to 300 probably for me.
I've got 200 set aside for Quistis. I don't have Palom
200
either.
is a good amount for her.
Oof.
Bless you.
Thanks.
All right, so we're coming on another double burst.
Yes.
So this is where-
Vayne. Yes.
This is where I'm hoping I already have Cloud of Darkness's LD and burst, so I don't have to worry about it. That's why I'm possibly tokening it earlier. The Vayne banner, we both already have Iroha. And I can't gem his burst. There's no way I'm gemming it, so 300 tickets. Take it or leave it, we'll see how it goes.
Vayne is one of my favorite villains, so I'm gemming him.
Oh, you're gemming him, wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's a surprise. That's one of our deviations. Is that our first gem deviation?
I think it might be, besides potentially Porum. But yeah, Vayne is Zaddy and Daddy like all at once. I will never get like Mocha Vayne costume, his final boss costume, because I don't think he looks very Zaddy like at all there. But I will.
He becomes pretty monstrous.
Yeah, it's just
Literally.
it's not my type. But I do love Vayne, and I know I wouldn't be able to walk away from him, especially since he's a featured LDBT. Even though I heard that he actually does not do well in his own like Lufenia. Like his gimmick works against him.
But I'm sure he can be used, though.
I'm sure he's still really good. So hopefully, like I will never go 125k for a burst. At that point, if I want it that badly, I will make sure to have enough tokens for it. I don't know if this is one that I would token, but
plenty of tokens.
Yeah, I don't know if this is one that I would token, but yeah, I'm set to gem the LD.
Yeah, you're pretty set on burst tokens, so whoever you really want, you'll be able to get.
Yeah.
Kate Sith, I really like his LD. Probably at least 200 tickets
seems
here.
Cool. I've got 200 tickets set aside.
Yeah. Same for Shalky. I think she's pretty cute, and
she is very cute.
She's a Crisis Core, so 200 tickets. I already have Fujin.
I thought she was Dirge Cerberus.
Oh yeah, Dirge Cerberus. Sorry. Yeah.
Get it together, Jen. Just kidding. I haven't played it.
I know.
So.
I've actually never played Dirge Cerberus though.
Yeah.
I love Vincent just because he's Vincent, but I've actually never played Dirge Cerberus.
Neither have I. I haven't even played Crisis Core. I'm just seeing all the cutscenes.
Right. It's all the portable PlayStations or whatever. I never used that stuff. I did watch like the whole thing and a summary of it though. Just never actually played the gameplay.
Right.
All right, so we got Lana Rain BT Plus, and thankfully thankfully for me, I already have Garland Burst Plus.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about him here.
That's at that point I might.
Hopefully I have Rosa.
Token or I don't know, but yeah, that's. I wish it were swapped. I don't know. I've got 200 tickets set aside.
I really wish it was swapped.
Yeah, I've got 200 tickets set aside, but like at that point, you know, I'm falling into the double digits for tickets again. So I really don't know.
Yeah. I mean, for me, unless I'm having atrocious luck, it's gonna be 300 tickets for the featured LD and burst. So I don't really care for the twins that much, and I don't care for Sabin. Obviously, I already mentioned. So it's still a good value banner though. I don't have either, obviously.
Yeah.
I really hope I have Rosa by then, because otherwise I'd be very tempted to try to get her again, but hopefully not. Hopefully I don't have to worry about that. Vanille LD, Krile LD. We both have Krile LD.
Yeah, I've got 150 tickets set aside for her, but that puts me at like 125 remaining for Garnet, and I think I'd want Garnet more.
Out of the two, I would want Garnet more.
Yeah.
So you can easily have like, I don't know if you're able to wait though, but you could give all your tickets from Vanille to Garnet. I personally will just do 200 for both. At this point, we're having a lot of the featured, the second LDs already. We both have Krile, we both have Camelot.
Right.
So I'm gonna do 200 tickets for each.
I can't afford that, so.
I mean, it's hard to say unless I might have. If I'm sticking to my limits, then I should still have enough. That's the thing. That's why I like if you don't go over your limit, then worst case scenarios, you still make it out not too terrible. You just might not have the weapon that you wanted.
I know. It just must be nice to not have to go over your limit. Not have to be faced with that choice. Because I don't have that kind of willpower. I don't have that kind of willpower. The willpower goes away when the banner goes away. And the willpower comes back when the banner goes away. Because I can't pull anymore.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
It's also good to say because there's Orin LD also after.
Right, which, God, I don't fucking know what I'm gonna do there because at that point, like, I'd be left with 25 tickets after Garnet, and I don't know what I would do.
The thing that helps me save is to look, like, depending on what I have left, is to look forward in the future and be like, okay, I'd rather have that character in the future, so I will put 0 tickets in this banner and use these tickets for that character if I'm trying to save back up. And that's generally what allows me to full skip banners.
Yeah, I can't think of and yet I haven't seen a banner that you're full skipping yet.
You mean in this
video, in this session?
There are a couple that are possible full skips.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I know that I probably won't have a ticket issue yet, so that's why I just saying realistically I would put 200 there because that's probably what I'm gonna do.
I guess I'll put 300 for Orin and be at negative 199. You know, 200 for Ject.
Orin, I'm still gonna probably do 200 for Orin, just because I need to leave room for Ject because
yeah, I should probably swap the
next
two. I don't know.
Featured. I mean, Orin is a counter tank, so
yeah, I know, and that's one of my faves.
Yeah, it's actually been a pretty large stretch of tickets, I'd say too. So it really depends, like what my stash is looking at. That, you know, sometimes I can gem like a banner if I really care to. But the thing is, the twins burst does not interest me in the slightest. So gemming Orin is really difficult. So I would just probably do 200, and then Jet will be 300.
Ject, the only reason I'm thinking 300 for Orin and 200 for Ject is because I'm gemming Shadow, so if I don't have the LD at that point, I'll have to go back and get it with gems anyway. If I do get the burst, I mean, if.
Right. That's the thing. So you have Ardent burst already.
Yes.
I don't, but I'm possibly gemming that triple burst banner, so I might have it already too, so that's a banner we don't have to worry about. But Ject, yeah, I would. That's the thing. I have a lot of tickets coming up, so that's the reason that I always gotta stick to my limit. Otherwise, I'm forced to gem things that I don't really want to gem.
Right.
Because I'm not gemming Shadow, but I'm very, very much want to gem Lena. So I'm getting ahead of myself though. So we're on to Maria now.
Oh, right.
Maria, she's a very, very good looker.
Yeah,
but I don't really
Maria.
care about Final Fantasy 2 that much. Yeah, she's a good looker. She's an archer. Gonna have to give 200 tickets for her at least. I already have Kadaj.
Yeah, I don't have
there's
Kadaj.
Not gonna go gems.
So it'd be a good value banner for me, but I don't have enough tickets, so I'm just putting 100 at that point.
Hopefully by then they've already fixed him.
Yeah.
I would imagine. So Shadow, yeah, I'm surprised. Well, I'm not that surprised, but yeah, you're gemming Shadow. I'm not.
I love Shadow.
200 tickets or not. Yeah. Yeah, you got some great return on investment from him for his.
I did. He and Fran were my biggest like ROI for EX Plus. Use them in so many things.
I'll just be using Vincent there. I can already see it. Vincent and Aerith and Jekt. I don't need Shadow. So I will do 200 tickets though. Or depending on like, I'd rather have Maria myself than Shadow. So if I'm having problems with Maria,
yeah,
I'll give her Shadow's tickets.
R.I.P.
And because
R.I.P. Interceptor.
Yeah. rip doggo. And if I don't have Jekt's burst, because I very dislike gemming if I already have the burst, unless it's like the biggest fave, like
Right.
Tifa was a biggest fave. So even though I had Bart's burst, I was gemming her. But if I don't have Jekt's burst, then I will gem Lena. Otherwise, if I already have the burst, then I'll just use 200, 300 tickets.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
God, at this point, for Lena, 100 tickets. At this point, like, I don't even know if I can at this point, I'm just gonna say what I'm gemming because I'm not gonna have tickets again until, like, Ursula.
All right, we can do that. So Caius, I mean, you can just say you're doing tickets there anyways.
Right. Well, especially because of Selfie.
I'm doing gems probably here.
For Selfie.
Caius LD, Selfie LD, yeah. Mainly for Selfie, but it's a great value banner as well. Two LDs and a burst plus.
Yeah.
And I love Selfie. I don't have Golbez's burst, but you do.
I do.
I should have gotten a Kadaj. I'm still salty about that. But now I don't have his burst there, but it's fine. I'll be fine. So you're probably ticketing there, right?
Yeah.
On Selfie.
Like 100. I can only afford like 100 tickets. I have 200 tickets set aside, but it puts me at negative 116. So.
Yeah, I guess you can just say whether you're ticketing it lightly or hard.
Yeah.
And Kane, this is a skippable banner for me, especially if I have Barrett already. If I don't have Barrett, then I'll definitely pull a little bit of tickets. Otherwise, if I'm struggling, I won't ticket at all.
Yeah, that'll depend too. If I already have Barrett, I'll go in a little more. Well, no, it'll depend on if I have tickets at all. So it'll really depend on that. These next few banners will just completely depend on whether or not I have tickets in general.
Right. Most likely, it depends on if I already have Caius LD and I don't have his burst and I have plenty of tickets, then the Kane LD banner, the Ida LD banner, then I'll ticket it some just for a chance at his burst, but otherwise I can skip them as well. Alright, this guy, Jegrin.
God.
I know absolutely
I know nothing
about
him.
this guy.
I don't like the way he
Like
looks
as a
though.
character, I just like the first time like he came out, I was like, who is this?
Who the fuck
Why
is
is he a
this?
character? Yeah, why is he a character in DFFOO? Where are my tactics? That's how I react to most obscure
Where are my
characters.
tactics?
Where are my
characters?
tactics characters? Exactly. That's just my reaction to all these weirdos. No offense to Jigen fans, but he's definitely not looking like a great guy. He is a villain though.
Yeah,
he is the villain of like
so I've heard.
CC or something. So, and he's also I think a pretty good unit because they're gonna have to make these strange characters. They generally like to make CC characters pretty good because no one knows them, so no one's gonna pull them if they're bad.
Yep.
So most likely I still will put 200, 300 tickets just because he's the featured character, but I'm not too excited about him.
Yeah.
You have the other burst already. You're in good shape with those secondary burst banners.
That's true.
It's nice to be a burst queen sometimes. All right, start dash banner update. Definitely, we don't have to worry about that.
Can skip Balthier.
There's a Balthier. Hopefully, we both have Yuffie's LD there already, so easy skip. Sa's LD though.
See, the other thing is I don't know how a lot of these newer LDs like affect their kids. Like I don't know how they're doing in JP at this point, if they fall off quickly or something. Like a lot of these pulls because of, you know, my lack of tickets, like for characters where, you know, it's the same level of favorite or whatever, meta's probably going to be what pushes it in the direction of like whether or not I'm skipping. So I really don't know for a lot of units like how their LD affects their kit.
Right. Well, Saz is a pretty, I mean, a strong support.
Yeah.
Like for example, like I would suggest you, unless you're really struggling, I would suggest you skip these if you're low on resources, for example, because you don't care about Palom or Saz, and
I
Fran
do
is
care
coming
about
up.
Saz.
Do you care about Saz?
Yes. Oh my God, he saved me in 35 CP era, and I've had so much fun
Yeah,
with
I
his
guess.
EX. Like, yeah. No, I got his 35 CP like right when it came
You
out.
only care about him
off
from
of a
this,
random
from
multi.
DFFOO.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not because you play the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. But I'm gemming Fran anyway.
Right. So that's
Which
true.
have you
Yeah,
have you
can
learned
use
your
tickets
lesson?
because
Are
you're
you
gemming Fran.
are you gemming Fran? Have you learned your lesson?
Yeah, I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna gem her there. That's the problem though. Like, I hate the fact that she's with this Juggernaut guy.
Yeah.
That's the same issue with like Celes and Aerith. They're both, even though I didn't get Emperor Burst, but I didn't really care for Emperor. But it's just like when I was planning, I was like, why do they gotta be with Emperor?
Right.
So I'm also like, why does Fran have to be with Juggernaut? But yeah, I mean, as long as at least he's good. So
yeah.
if I get him, then okay, fine. So Machina and Pain LD. So I haven't been using gems for a while, but like I would definitely really want Pain.
Yeah, you're a big Pain fan. I don't even have her EX. It's one of the few EXs I don't have at this point.
Yeah, I would definitely want her LD here. And
Yeah, I don't
getting
know.
Machina's burst would be a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both have the LDs.
Right. And
For
Shintoto
Machina.
LD at least. I don't know what I'll do. It'll
Yeah.
really depend on where my ticket count is, especially since I've already got Machina LD.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna gem, but this will be, for me, it would be depending on what I'm trying to save. If I'm trying to save tickets, then I'll definitely gem Pain. But if I just had Fran and yeah, I should be good to gem. I should be good to gem Pain. Looking at my previous banners, not many tickets. I mean, not many gem banners, so I should be set to gem Pain. Okay. And then we got Snow LD.
Right. I don't know. what I'm
I'd really
doing
love
here.
Snow LD, but I'm definitely not gonna gem it. So
Got 100
200
tickets set
tickets probably.
aside.
Snow and Lion, we probably won't have Lion LD either, so it's a good
Right.
value banner. But Snow is the prize there. Ursula, I do like Ursula. She's really
She
cute.
is very cute. She's adorable, and I probably won't have sync at that point, so I'll put 100 tickets
Yeah.
there.
Same. I probably won't have sync either, so 200 at least for me there. It's next is at least we don't have to worry about okay, we don't have to worry about Onion Knight.
I was gonna say, that was
But
a low
there's
low.
Noah there. There's Noah there for you.
Yeah, God.
I do have to worry about Noah. That's the reason I was okay with skipping him, because he comes back even stronger with this burst plus, and Sid's LD is also new here, so
Yeah.
this is a great banner to pull on for you instead of the previous one.
God.
And
Ugh.
thankfully we have Serah LD, we have Onion Knight Burst
Yeah.
and LD, so we're pretty set. So I'm gonna I can't gem, I don't think there. I can't gem there. Most likely tickets.
I'm not gemming.
Yeah. Hopefully I would stop if I get Sid LD, obviously. And then this is a completely, if I already have Queen, this is definitely a big skipple banner for me.
Yeah, I don't know what
Queen
I'll
and
do
Cater
here.
LD. Wait, you'd be interested here?
I don't know, because I am supposedly skipping Queen. So if I don't have either, I don't know. It'll really, really depend on my ticket count. I'll probably, if I don't already have Queen, realistically, I'll probably throw 50 tickets or something.
Right. Yeah, you probably would. Especially if I ended up with getting Ulti.
Oh my god. If you or Halcyon ended up getting it.
Yeah.
Ugh. Why is my
But
FOMO so bad?
If I have Queen, and I don't have a lot of tickets, it's a big skip for me there.
You're never not gonna have a lot of tickets.
It's hard to say this far down the road, but yeah, if I'm sticking to my limits, I should still be in good shape. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But there are some banners that can eat me alive, like the ones that I said like I can't gem, but I really want that unit. Those I have to stop around 300 or they'll destroy me.
Yeah.
And then here's the next character that I was like, what the heck? Where are my practice characters?
Oh my god.
Lude. He's in the Final Fantasy 12. Like
Revenant
sequel.
Wings.
Revenant Wings, yeah. If I don't have Zell LD, I would do a value banner pool here.
I guess 50 tickets.
Otherwise,
or something.
I guess.
I love how your value banner pulls are my, like, this is what I'm going deep on.
Wait, what do you mean? You're not going deep on this.
No. I'm saying, like, your equivalent of, like, this is a value banner pull, so I might as well, of, like, 200 tickets. That's like, oh, I'm going deep, so I'm using 200 tickets.
Oh, yeah, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time, if I'm pooling, it's gonna be, unless it's really just to test the waters, which would be 100, then I'm pulling with the chance of getting at least one LD. So
Yeah, my testing the waters is 50, or skip is my testing the waters. I don't know if I'm like glad or I don't know if I'm like relieved or annoyed that you can't buy tickets in this game, because I would seriously worry for my bank
I think you
account.
should be relieved.
Yeah.
I think you should be relieved. And Noctis we have already, thankfully.
Yes.
That was our epic pool battle. So
Yeah.
we don't have to worry about that. I'm definitely not gonna pull there for Prompto.
Yeah, no.
Lock.
I'm gemming
Are you gemming
lock.
Lock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. This is a definitely really want his LD and burst, but I'm not enough to gem. I already have Tifa LD, so 300 tickets featured LD and burst. That Firion guy should have given me his burst. I spent like 1,000 tickets plus on his cycle and didn't get anything except his LD. Zande also was part of that nasty cycle. But I'd probably ignore that.
I thought
banner.
Zande was with Cloud.
I mean, he was part of that. He was with Cloud, but he was part of that stretch of nastiness.
Right.
So mainly I'll be focused on Lock there. Any tickets I have us going to Lock.
Yep, I'm gemming.
Next is Edgar and Strago. Strago again.
Yeah.
This is where he gets his C90.
Yeah, I've got 100 tickets set aside for Edgar.
This is easily a full skip for me, especially if I have Lock's burst. Sorry, Inkwell there, but yeah. Something about the Figaro brothers I don't really care about. And so I have Strago already, and at least Lock LD I assume. And 9's LD is not even featured, so yeah, not too. That's a resource saving banner for me. But then there's gonna be a super hyped character.
Yeah.
Next is Aiko. Aiko is super hyped just for the fact that you can survive Lupenia orbs with her.
Yeah.
What are you doing for her?
I'm set to gem Mako. But
You're set
it'll,
to gem Aiko. Wow.
Yeah, but it'll depend on whether or not I have Luck Burst. If I already have it, then I might switch tickets.
Aiko is like, I like her, but I don't like her that much. So either, unless she's like a really meta unit, then I'm a meta sheep. So I might gem her. Otherwise, I already have BBLD, and so it could be tickets or gems. That's a toss-up. That would be a game time decision.
Right.
Ew, Decil. Decil comes back. This will be a value banner for me.
Yeah.
Decil and Papalimo. So no gems though. Definitely no gems. It would be tickets again.
Yeah, I
And
don't
then
have anything set for any of the upcoming banners.
Yeah, if Decil makes me waste a bunch of tickets again, I'll hate him for life. But at least, I assume I'll get at least one of their LDs. And they both come with their rework, so it'd be nice to have at least one of them. So you already have Decil, so it's up to you if you want Papalimo or not. Which I figure you'll be like skippable if you need. All right, we're at the bottom of the timeline. So what we got left is Gilgamesh Burst and LD coming with Rosa, and then we already have the other LDs and Burst. So it's pretty much Gilgamesh. So definitely not gems for me. Definitely not gems. 300 tickets because he's the featured guy.
Right.
Assuming I have these tickets. That's it.
Yeah. It'll be 200 or 300. If I don't have Rosa, definitely 300 at that point. But yeah.
Oh god, if I don't have Rosa by now, that would be really sad. But yeah, definitely a good banner if I don't have Rosa. But I really hope I do by then. Alright, that is it. Mostly, I think...
After that, it's Yuri, Layla, Cyan, Rem, and Fang. Which I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I gotta save up for like Rem. I'm most likely going to gem her. Oh, we also didn't mention like there's the GL first. We're gonna have to set aside some gems possibly if there's a GL. If there's a GL first. Within so most likely it would be August. Yeah. Within August we might have some. So actually August is really we have to survive August.
I don't know if I should just put Titus as like 75k just to account for a potential global first LD.
I mean, you could, or you can just insert a blank character, I guess. But yeah, August is gonna be awful.
Yeah, I'm gonna add.
If we survive August,
Titus. Just
I think
as
I might
a
survive
placeholder.
August. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of like coming out of August with like 300k gems less.
Yeah. Like overall, I think I have a pretty good spread of gem banners. So I will always be able to recoup gems enough to gem my next unit. It's just the August one that has a bunch.
Yeah.
And if I make it out of there alive, then the rest should kind of be like, even if I pity, I'm gonna make it back. Not too bad. So it's actually, that's the reason like it's important for me at least to hold on to as much tickets as I can so that I can survive like long stretches of
I think it's important to everybody to hold on to as many tickets as they can, Jin.
Yeah.
I think it's important to everybody.
If it's really important, then you would set a limit and stick to it, right?
You severely overestimate my self-control.
Yeah, it's tough because some of those stretches are very, very minimal gems, so you do need tickets to survive it. Otherwise, you have to skip banners, which is a possibility as well. I always have in mind which banners that I can possibly skip and recoup some tickets, or take those tickets and give it to a unit that I would rather have.
Yeah, see, our thought process works the exact same way. It's just a matter of execution.
It is a matter of execution. Right.
I plan my pulls out more than you do.
Yeah, most of these are in my head, and I kind of game time call it as we go. But yeah, like you said before, like if you would have like ignored some of your supposed to skip banners, you'd have like a nice stash of tickets right now.
I would.
But it comes, yeah, it's gambling. That's what it is. Tickets are gambling. Gems
I mean,
are.
this
this entire game is gambling, but at least, yeah, these gems are
Gacha is
guaranteed.
essentially gambling, but
Yeah, literally.
gems do guarantee you a maximum ceiling of loss. Which is why I always advise, yeah, if you're gonna go gems, don't use tickets, because that
Right.
could really increase the ceiling of loss, and you don't want to do that. All right, so we have added on another hour plus of content.
Thanks in
I'm
advance
wondering
for
if we should do,
editing
like,
this. I mean, we
two
should probably
parts.
do a 2-part video or something.
I was thinking, like, if we split it up into 2 parts, like, I feel like the future pools would be more, I guess,
We can figure it out.
where people would meander to, but yeah.
We can
Because we
hype
also
it
had
up.
the
We can
intro
hype it up.
only. Yeah. We shall see. This might be edited a month from now because it's so long.
Yeah.
But I hope, actually, I mean, people do like to see our pool plans and kind of compare with their own, and then it helps people to make the plans as we go along. They can do their plans as well with us, so hopefully it did help out, and hopefully it was enjoyable for people to watch. And if you made it through the 2 hours and whatever, we appreciate your support.
Yeah, if you made it through the 2 hours, say, Teddy is the best bear in the world.
You can't put the secret code at the very end of the video because a lot of people skip to the end.
I know, but people didn't hear the secret code in the middle of the video either.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a secret code. Go find it. It was somewhere in between the 2 hours. All right. Well, I think that's enough from us. And a big shout out and thanks again to the Tombay Troop and
Yes. FFO tip.
FFOO
I think it's
tip.
a neater.
Yeah, for the awesome work that they do. And if you don't already know the Tombay Troop, they also have tons of other things besides the timeline. They have infographics, great guides on Lufenia and Transcendence, etc. So definitely check out tombaytroop.com if you haven't, and FFOOtip.com. They also have events, timeline, and the all-important planner for those who are not used to planning. So
The planner is a lifesaver.
good luck on everyone's pools. And I mean, like, your tickets are short, but your planning has allowed you to amass a very large amount of gems compared
Yes,
to
I have
what
a
you
lot.
used to have. So
I have a lot of gems. I'm not denying that. But my ticket.
So
my
we're both
ticket
in a
stash leaves us
pretty
to be
good
desired,
position.
Yes.
yeah, so
Hopefully August, this next run of gem banners doesn't absolutely kill us.
right. And that's my main issue, because I'm also going for those triple burst banners most likely, which you don't have to. So that makes my August like horrendous possibly. So we shall see. And
Best of luck to everybody.
yeah, best of luck to all of us. And
Everyone.
hopefully this game will continue, and we might do an update many months from now, and hopefully we have lots of green in the Excel.
Right? Deltas.
A lot of deltas. All right. Thanks again. Thanks, Rez, for doing this with me as usual.
Thanks, Jin. Thanks for the edits in advance.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to it, but hopefully I can do it soon, though. And
Fingers crossed.
release it in a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
Instead of like many months down, we've already done those pools.
Right.
All right.
Thanks everybody for watching.
That's going to be it. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching through that entire 2-hour segment, assuming maybe it was 2.5, assuming we did not split it up into 2 videos, but we really hope that you liked it. We spent a lot of time recording it. Jin spent a lot of time editing it, so huge thanks to him for that, as usual. But yeah, let us know what you thought. Like I said in the intro, let us know, how your pulls went, if they went as expected, if you got, really lucky in some parts and really unlucky in other parts. Jin's a very good sport for letting me tease him about like his, 2,500 tickets that he has currently in the bank. Would like to reiterate that my ticket stash is, obviously luck had played some part in it, but it is ultimately my own fault for not having any self-control. So hopefully I can get better at that moving forward. But yes, anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you did make it this far, props to you, because that is a long fucking video. And yeah, we really appreciate you guys. So thanks so much, and see you in the next one. Bye.